The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and we're here on highvibe.tv, live for Deep Love Tarot, your weekly love tarot horoscope for the week of January the 13th through the 19th of 2020. Make sure that you check out highvibe.tv for awesome content like this, but you can get our exclusive content with all the daily horoscopes, the weekly horoscopes, and your weekly sun sign horoscopes, and of course, weekly tarot. There is so much on there and so many awesome other people on the network. Join now, highvibe.tv. And speaking of highvibe.tv, we got our own Craig Skidmore in the house that is always joining me on the show. What's cracking, brother?
Hello, David. Hello, everybody. You also forgot there's an Art to Life with Kim Tabe, which actually a new video was put up today. It's this lovely picturesque of some lilies on a delightful pond. So it's free on the app. It's got its own tab. There's an Art to Life. Go check it out. She's going to take you from A to Z on how to do what you need to do to lay down that funk on the paint pad. So enjoy.
A little lily pad.
A little lily funk.
You know, sometimes in life you just got to jump lily pads. You know what I mean? I always say sometimes you just got to like do the lily pad thing.
Yeah, do the frog hop.
Speaking of love, man, woo! You know, I gotta say, we all are alive through the transit of Saturn, Pluto, and you know, one thing is transits happen in astrology and major ones like we just had. But you know, there's something to say. It does feel like a whole new vibe. No,
well, last week was the most extreme astrological week in the history, right? Ever. So,
I mean, we got some other big stuff coming up.
You made it through.
There's bigger
Congratulations.
stuff coming up this year, too, as far as Jupiter, Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn at the end of the year. We've got Mars retrograde this year in Aries. We got Venus retrograde with the North Node in Gemini to close out the Venus eclipse cycle that happened. So this is the end, but I will say that of the more scarier or gnarlier ones, that was it. So, and Saturn and Pluto are still going to stay in Capricorn for most this year. We're going to see some break apart with Saturn in Aquarius, but then it comes back. So while Jupiter and Pluto are going to do 3 times a conjunction, but I think Jupiter and Pluto are good. They kind of are, you know, like they're extreme. So, you know, I think that this is setting the right mark to where we're going now. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it was like the harshest of the clearing done first.
Yeah, it's kind of like we found our course and like the direction and kind of like who we are and what we want, you know, this life and the appreciation of ourselves. And then we're not going to put up with a bunch of bullshit and waste our time going forward. So, I mean, that's at least how I've been feeling.
Hey,
I don't know. I don't know about y'all.
I would love that you bring that up. That's how I feel, dog. Like,
fucking
I don't
right.
feel like any more bullshit can even be handled anymore or dealt with. So
it's not worth the time. Time is precious. Why fucking waste it?
I agree. Well, if you never watched the show before, we are going to go deep into the cards, of course, and we always do a collective reading, and then we pull from the High Vibe Red Cup here, your different zodiac sign. So it's definitely, I would say, when it comes to love, like this is totally a real, you know, aspect of who knows where it'll be. I love the fact that we do pull randomly, so it's not like, you know, these cards are preset. You know, I'm shuffling as we're talking right now. Like, it's not like, I don't know, like it's like, oh, of course I'm going to get this reading. And, you know, I feel that we do a good job on this show of really just calling the truth when it comes to love. How do you feel about love right now, Craig?
I feel that love is in the air. I do. No, I think we talked about this a couple of days ago, actually. Just kind of about stepping into this new life and the appreciation. And like last year was kind of, or 2018 was kind of like, brought down a lot of people. That trickled into 2019, which kind of showed you actually like your demons inside of like who you actually are. And so it's now taking that knowledge and applying that to who you want to bring into your life, who you want to have into your life. So I think love is there for everybody. But again, don't be wasting your time like that false love, idolizing someone. Just know who they are and fucking go with it or don't.
Idolization. What a yucky feeling.
Right? Well, it's hard. I mean, we put people on the pedestal and we're put on pedestals also, and that adds pressure that's not needed. I mean, love's tough enough. Relationships are tough enough without that added pressure. So it's like, maybe it is best to get out while you can. Maybe it's best not to waste those years and those months. Or, you know, if you do feel it's worth it, trek through that mud a little bit, see what's up.
Or like forcing upon love, like people telling you like, you're going to love me, like trust me on that. I don't even know you. Like, what? It's a little bit like the Bates Motel in Psycho. Like, you know, it's like, feels like with Saturn and Pluto, like when it comes to love, there could be those creeps that are kind of watching through the peephole, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to like meet someone, and then if that's what you want, then that's the love of your life, and you get to spend the rest of your life with them. But you know, most times that shit does not happen, and we got to figure it out as we go along. So that's why we're here. That's why we're here. If we would never steer in the wrong direction, ever.
Yeah, we're not the Bates Motel, and we're definitely not looking through the peephole for a peep show. So the other thing I want to say is we do incorporate the astrology into this. So this is not just always just the tarot aspect of just like, this is what the tarot says. Like we're really looking at the astrology too. So I guess we should go into this collective reading. This week's unique because we've come off the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, which won't happen again in Capricorn. Now, true, they are going to be in the same sign still, and true, Pluto does come to 23 today, and Saturn's at 23, so there's still this continuous kind of aspect. They're two really slow planets together right now, but the actual conjunction point has happened, and we are starting to move off it. We got Venus and Pisces this week. Venus is actually exalted here. It loves Pisces. It's dreamy. It starts to make things a lot more easygoing and a lot more flowy. So I'm looking forward to that. We're going to have some good aspects with Venus, of course, with a lot of this Capricorn stuff. We got Mars and Sag, so there's still this exciting kind of, you know, passionate energy going on, especially about seeking and exploring. And it's going to come into some tense aspects here with Venus. So, you know, there are a lot of magical adventures that are trying to be figured out right now when it comes to love. And we got Mercury, which comes in Aquarius this week, and it's going to square Uranus. So this is going to be a lot of unpredictable news or things that you thought, you know, were one way and then, whoa, it's going another. So there is a little bit of a shock and awe to things this week. It could be really positive. It could be really negative. But I would say that the positives in it is it can really finally get an understanding radically out of nowhere. Like, whoa, this is what's going on. And this is the first week we've done this show actually ever with all the planets direct. This is the first time.
So it's special. It's a celebration.
It's, you know what? You got to celebrate. Everybody in the chat should be celebrating. We should be celebrating. So this is going to be, I think, quite an interesting week. But I think there's more relief than pain, just in the fact that this is kind of it is the Sun and Mercury moving off the Saturn Pluto. The last week of Capricorn, we come into Aquarius Sunday night. And we're getting ready for the Chinese New Year. We've got a lot of things shifting in a positive direction. I mean, and Venus and Pisces is definitely really cool, especially with the sextile to Uranus this week. That one's, woo! Well, Mercury's coming into Aquarius to square Uranus, so there's a lot of Uranian activity, and it's direct, and it's moving forward in Taurus. So it's like, this is going to be where you think you know, you don't know. You don't know. That's the whole weird thing. If you're so sure, oh, I'm so sure this is going this way, or I'm so sure, there's something to say about that surety gonna say no. Like, Here's really how it's going to be. And it's going to be shuffled like how we shuffle the cards. So let's see what they have to say. All right. First card that we got. And we're doing the Rider-Waite first, or sorry, the
Morgan Greer represent in the house.
And then, you know what? I don't feel like doing the Enchanted deck there in the middle. We'll do this deck here in the middle, the Sacred Oracle. Then we'll do the Enchanted. Then we'll do the Black Moon Astrology as our overall like spiritual advice card. So collectively, we got the Five of Cups reversed. I think that this is one, things are not as bad as they look. So if you're in a place of sorrow or something didn't work out or you're freaked out about something going bad, like stop tripping. Two, if you're avoiding a situation that you know is really bad and you're just going to continue to keep avoiding it, this is where it could really screw you up. So this is like, we're already past the, I guess you could say, the red zone. So anybody that's still continuing a really toxic situation past this red zone, this Five of Cups will blow you up in a gnarly way, especially emotionally, just going into a really hard situation. But I think it's going to be important for people to not be so afraid when it comes to that things are not that bad. You might have lost some things didn't work out in the past. So there's a lot about this week letting go of what didn't work out in the past, and just even, you don't even have to keep bringing it up. Like, it's over. Do you like, I don't know. Craig's pretty good about it too. I think both him and I are. Like, we just like, if it's over, it's over, it's over, it's over, it's over. I mean, we all have to rehash things, but I don't think like making your whole existence about rehashing the sorrows that have happened.
I get pulled back into it if there's like answers left unknown, I'd say. You know, that's how I get pulled back. But if it's like a straightforward situation, it's like, this is what's not going to happen. This is why it doesn't work. Yada, yada, yada. Then it's like, boom. But if people just, I mean, we've talked about it before, ghosting, people just dipping out. Then I don't know. I feel like I kind of rehash it. Because that Scorpio's got to know. Got to dig down into the depths, see what's up.
Yeah, and you know, Five of Cups, especially reversed, like it's a situation to where some cups have fallen over and it's reversed. So it's saying, why are you still focused on the cups that fell? Like, there's cups that are there that are still there. And I think the reversal is reminding, like you say, like maybe if you feel there's something unanswered or something, it's like, maybe look at it again and go, maybe it was just supposed to fall and that's just the way it is. Maybe you don't need to have like a specific answer. Maybe you don't need to hear from the person of why, or maybe you don't need to hear, like, so there's a lot of energy about just like saying, we can't let anything in if we're in a place of sorrow. And two, we can't let anything in if we're still connected to it, to the past, or still trying to own it. The challenge this week is going to be the magic card. So, you know what? It's like, we need to remember there's magic in the air. There's magic everywhere, literally, especially with love. And especially this deep interconnection that we can have with unions, partnerships, lovers, that's magical. Like, the challenge is like almost denying ourselves of that, or maybe past sorrows blocking that. Like, oh, like, look at this magical thing, but you know what? I went through hell, and I think that relationships or love is hell now. So I'm not going to believe in magic again. It's like Walt Disney is rolling around in his grave. So there's a lot about remembering, if it's magic, and just appreciating that instead of like, especially this could even be like, maybe you're not over somebody and it's like, there's something magical. And it's like, why don't you just go into the magical thing? You're still going to hold on to that old thing? Like, really? So I think that this is going to come up with a lot of things where it's like, why are you afraid to move into magic? Or why are you holding on to somebody or some situation emotionally that it's not showing up, or it's not working out? And it's like, you're not allowing the new exciting magic to come in, or you're waiting. Like, I love how Craig said unanswered questions, because it's like, are you waiting on an unanswered question that actually really isn't a question? It's just your own weird subconscious block to magic. That's kind of interesting.
Short answer, yes.
Okay. And the spiritual advice that we got is prosperity. It's like, you know what? Why not? Why not have the ultimate prosperity in our lives? Why not have something awesome? And why not have something great? It's like, if you can get over this hump, there's something amazing there this week for love. So it's like, why are you tripping about the past, and why are you afraid to step into the ultimate magic? I mean, I'm going to use a stupid example, but look at the magic happening behind this stage right now. Look at even Craig. Look at the magic that Kim just painted.
Right about there. How about
There's
that?
magic everywhere. There's color everywhere. There's beauty everywhere. It's like, You got to take it now. Like, this is the new world. Like, don't go into this new world and this new energy emotionally in relationships now and be like, oh, I'm not going to fucking have something great. It's like, crabby. And our spiritual advice to get through this block is the 8th house. If it's over, it's over. 8th house, endings, beginnings, and start something new and connect to the passion. Connect. If you're going to be disconnected, you know what I'm getting from this, Craig? I'm getting a lot of disconnection. That people are connecting to disconnected energies instead of connecting to the connecting energies that are showing up.
Oh, we don't want to do that.
No, it's like people are like finding any weird thing for a reason to disconnect. Like, well, that wasn't that great, or that wasn't good, or I don't know about this, or maybe there's something, or whatever. It's like, if you avoid the magic and you're afraid to just end the old stories and end the old fears and or just be afraid to penetrate 8th house deep, like Indiana Jones into the temples, into magic, well, like, you're not going to come out with anything. You're going to just go to Disneyland and get the Indiana Jones hat and wear it on Halloween like I did. Like, you're not going to be actually going to an actual temple and getting something cool out of that shit.
Interesting.
That's a good analogy. We got Venus here and Gemini in that's the 3rd house. So communication is going to be extremely key this week, and also curiosity. Stimulation, if relationships, are continuously needing communication and stimulation, like, keep that going. But if there's going to be a lack of that, or if somebody's not talking back, that's a sign that they're not valuing you. This is like okay to not also go crazy on somebody if they're like not talking to you or something like that. It's just, you have to know the value of yourself and go, all right, that's the environment I'm dealing with. Let me go find where the magic is. Instead of finding where the magic isn't, with that 5 of Cups reversed, do not, because if you feel sorrow or somebody's pulled out or somebody's not fully there and they're not communicating, don't go on a fucking quest of trying to bring magic to that. Go to wherever the magic is showing up and put the curiosity and put that, and where's the stimulation, where's the communication? It's like trying to find Wi-Fi, an internet connection with like one bar, and you're like, I will just sit here until it connects, when you can go walk around and find a better connection.
Yeah, the connections are all around. We just got to be open to receiving.
Yes. You know what?
Step out into the world. Damn it.
You couldn't have said that any better, Craig.
Well, that's why we're on here together, my friend.
Couldn't have said that any better.
Teamwork.
First sign for this week is Virgos.
There we go.
There we go. We got some Virgos.
Those Virgos popping.
Virgo. All right.
Voila.
Virgo's got still a lot of this Capricorn finishing till Sunday of the love house and Venus in their relationship house. Woo! So, it's hot up in there for Virgos. But, it is a weird week with Mercury and Aquarius going into the 6th house squaring Uranus. I think that it's like, okay, your reality in your life in relationships, are you willing to explore new territory, or are you going to stay kind of confined in the way that you want your reality to be? I think that the universe is going to say, for love and relationships to work, it's these new realities and these new adjusting your schedules that is important for you. It's adjusting the way that your life is in order to really bring in a more better expedition of things that you want to connect with. So being so tied down to a specific way you live your life could actually be jolting you into a better place if you leave that a little bit. Like, that's not a very easy Virgo thing to do. It's like saying, the lines, the way that you vacuum the carpet, need to be the opposite way. It's like, what? I only feel comfortable when I see the lines this way. It's like, no, make them the cross, direction. It's like, no, I'm not ready for that one. It's like, that might be better. So I think that it's a great week for Virgos in love. I just think that astrologically, I just think that there's some, your reality's checking things out into different new expeditions, new places, and understanding your reality in a new place, or understanding another person's reality and seeing if your reality fits that. But also at the same time, I think, the moon's going to be in your sign like it is at the beginning of this week. And there's a lot about you and where you want to go with relationships and the lifestyle changes that are going to need to be made in order for you to really step up to where you want in your happiness and your love life. Your first card this week is a star card reverse. So, there is something to say that it's like you really want to come into some new energy in relationships, but there's something holding you back. It's like you're not ready to really come fully clean. Maybe there's still some energy you have to end. Maybe you have a past lover, or maybe you have an old situation that's kind of hanging around, or maybe you still have some weird energy that's not fully there. Star card is being naked. I mean, it's like starting from just pure, full, fresh energy. And, with this card reversed, it could be, a fear of being vulnerable fully. It could be a fear definitely of like not remembering to be, connected to the universe around you and the signs. Like the star card, she is naked and she's connecting with the stars. She's connecting with the heavens above. So Virgo, I think it's important for you to remember that, you are the virgin, like you are somebody who is beautiful and everything. But the one thing about being a Virgo is it's like easy when you're around toxic energy to have that toxic energy on you. So this is about removing and just letting any toxic energy from the past be let go, and not being afraid to really step into more of a vulnerable space this week, instead of having control or instead of having a grip on the reality so much, because it could hurt the relationship stuff. And you got safe travel as your challenge. So it's like, yeah, I'm feeling a lot of vulnerability about traveling to this new energetic space emotionally in partnerships, or that you feel unsafe and you want some sort of control or grip instead of vulnerability. So this is an important week for you to allow vulnerability to be the number one thing, and know that you're fine. But I think that this fear is going to be about like, am I safe to travel into this? What if you find out something about this new energy that you don't like? It's like, you need to just keep doing that. It's like sometimes taking a new travel, it's a bumpy ride. Like if you get a rental car and you're like, oh, this is great. And then it's like, not as nice of a ride when you thought it was. It's like, you're still fine. You're in a car. It just might not ride the way that you think, and you're safe. And you're adjusting to that. And then probably 20, 30 minutes down the road, you don't even think about it anymore. So it's like, I think that there's like just these minor humps this week that you have to get over, and it's vulnerable, and it's about emotional. It's like, hey, like this is part of the excitement of love in your life, is letting go of the past and letting go of anything that's holding up the insecurities about vulnerabilities 100%. And then the safe travel, like, am I safe to move into this, and where is it going to go? There's the part of this with all the 4 different aspects. I don't know if you know, but like, I was just listening to Santos Bonacci and Jordan Maxwell. They did an awesome radio show on Santos' new show. And Jordan had brought up the news, which is north, east, southwest, like news.
Oh, damn.
Right? And I was like, oh, fucking Jordan Maxwell, he's the man. So anyway, it's like, there's, it's like it's like, maybe you're like caught up, like watching the news, waiting for the next thing to happen, and you're looking northeast, south, and west, like all the time. Like, where is this? It's like, whoa, relax here, Virgo, and just easily go with this, and come from a pure space, and come from the naked energy of just like, I'm just gonna see where things go, instead of having way too much trip out and way too much worry over stupid little things this week. And you did pull the love card. So look at this. The safe travel is taking you to love. So I'm sorry to say all the other signs, but Virgos are the one that got the love card. They do got Venus in there, 7th house of relationships. They do got all these planets, especially Sun, Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter, South Node, all here in that 5th house. So Virgos are definitely hot in the love market right now this week, and definitely hot into things going their direction, only if they allow it to. If they put too much control, or they're too afraid of it going not to that place, like, well, guess what? You don't want to ruin something really great this week, Virgo. You don't. How do you get through the safe travel thing? You got the Sun card, the Spirit card. You gotta have strength, and you gotta have a connection with Spirit, and you gotta know what your soul is telling you, instead of going off of, opposite of the star card reverse or star card in reversal. I would be like, not going off intuition at all, like just going purely off the way reality works, or staying kind of into this old way that structures and you think reality works. Like the Sun card also is very strong and prominent, right? It is about your soul and your spirit. And it's like, you have to have more confidence in yourself, confidence in your soul. And I think that this is a vulnerability issue and a confidence issue that's coming up about your love situations. And this is where you need to find your strength, your ambition, and your power and your light, and know and trust that that light is so powerful and so beautiful that people will love that and they will like that. But if you put off another energy, well, then you're really not stepping into that power. You did pull Jupiter in the 5th with Aquarius. So this is definitely exploring new realms that you've never been with your heart, new realms that you've never experienced before with people and relationships, especially around love. So, but this also is good luck when it comes to new people in love, and also look at the groups that they associate with, the friends they have, the energy that they live in the world. Like, is this the energy you want to go into? It could be a lot of good luck there if it really is a place that you desire, that you have heartfelt energy towards, and this is expanding you into those places extremely. So I'm looking at this as a really good reading for Virgos this week.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing, like, don't lead yourself or don't be led astray by your mind or like the thoughts or even feelings in your chest. Go by that gut instinct. Go by the essence of who you truly are, and not by what you think that you need in this life.
Yeah, because Virgos can get a little caught up into, like, yeah, you say, it's like a little bit like they're actually very good at their instincts, but then it becomes kind of like a habitual instinct about what is the right way to do things, or I don't know, getting caught up into the mundane, like weird things of like this or that or this. Like, this is about a whole new adventure, and instinctually going with the true essence of themselves, like, and knowing that.
Yep.
But that's hard with a Virgo, because sometimes they think of themselves as like this mental image of it all. It's like, no, what you're seeing from Craig is like a deeper essence of yourself, right? I mean, is that what you would be saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's like the belief within yourself, what actually truly comes out when you are by yourself, not just when you're surrounded by thoughts, but like when you actually calm yourself and you can figure it out and move forward.
Not the avatar that you're creating in your mind.
Nope. Not the little Snapchat fucking face filters and the kitty cats and the dog pound and the bow wows.
Yeah, not the picture at Malibu Wines, not the,
not the old man, old woman face filter, not the baby in the crib face filter, or the dog licking the cloud or whatever the hell it's doing. Who are
not
you
your TikTok.
truly? Yeah, no TikToks. That's owned by the Chinese military.
Cancers. Is it really?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much any of those large Chinese corporations are in it with the government. But yeah, the military owns a large piece of the TikTok app because they're stealing all of your identities.
This is what they're going to do to you. They're
Fun
going to be
fact
like,
for the day.
let's watch your TikTok and go on your phone. Psst.
Yep.
Oh, do you see how I just put Cancer up there magically?
Your magic.
Well, Cancers, they still got all this 7th house energy with the Sun, Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter and South Node all in Capricorn relationship-wise, but now Venus comes into your 9th house of Pisces. Wow. Okay, so you got to look and see if the beliefs you have about your partnerships, and Mercury comes in your 8th house to square Uranus. So, there is some information coming out about the truth, and you having to speak your truth of your deeper realness, and that square to Uranus in your 11th is the truth about where you feel things are going in the future. Are they going in the way that you want in the future? Are their energies in the same alignment with you and where you want in the future, Cancer? So picking people that have the same energy and where you want to go in the future, and they're able to see that deeper edge and truth, and they see the same vision as you, because maybe somebody sees the same vision, but that's different if they're really on par with the vision. It's one thing to talk about a vision. It's another to be like fully, and feeling that. You're going to have to speak up your truth this week, Cancer. I'm wondering how that's going to go. Your first card for this week is the Two of Wands reversed. So this card is definitely saying that, the idea of the way that you saw the world before is changing. So it's like, I think that you had a perspective of, this is how it's going to be. This is how my relationship's going to look. This is how my love life's going. And this week, this reversal is saying, maybe you need to reconsider that. Maybe you need to reconsider the way that you see things right now, because it's like, maybe this really isn't the way that you thought it was going to be as far as the look, the feel, and the spark that you had for it. So it's not a negative card, but it is saying that maybe you need to re-go to the drawing board a little bit. Like, it's one thing to have a vision about the way that you want your life to be and how it wants to look, but maybe it's that look, maybe it's that perspective that has to change based off new data, new facts, and a whole new world that we went into this week. So there is something to say about this week. If you still are going to try and walk the line of the old way that you visualized your love life and your relationships, and you're going to keep doing it, and it's been giving you resistance, it's like, this is where it's like, take on the new world, like create a new world, like go to it, and don't go back to old worlds. Oh, like, I'm in a new world now, and oh my God, I just am here for a minute. I'm going to try to go back to an old world or go back to old people or back to old relationships, back to old friends or exes or hookups or anything like that this week. No, that's not going to create the new world. You're just going to go replay the old fucking record again. Even though I like good old records.
I was about to say, sometimes
week.
the best records out of old records.
They can be tired too. Tired song keeps playing on a tired radio. We got nature spirits as your challenge card. I would say that, you know, it's like part of this whole new vision too is like, it's about not even reconnecting, connecting to this new vibe is about connecting to the energy of the new environment that you're going to be in. But it's almost like you're afraid or you're challenged of new environments. I feel like the nature spirits card reminds me of connecting to the essence of, like, if you were to walk in a forest at a random tree, a trail you've never been before, and be like, look at this beautiful tree. It's almost like you're looking at it like, I only like the beautiful tree on my trail. Like, this reminds me of my tree, not appreciating the essence of the tree that's in front of you. So it's like you're not wanting to appreciate the essence of something new. You're wanting to continue to see the only essence of what was there. So this might seem a little cryptic and kind of weird, but it's almost like, oh, that watch on that person reminds me of so-and-so. And it's like, oh, really? Like, why don't you realize that's homeboy's watch? Like, and that's that essence. Why don't you pay attention to that opposed to the essence of some old thing that used to be, and you don't even know that person, that motherfucker might not even have that watch no more. He might be broke. And like, you know, and he might have sold it for some dope. You got the abundance card. I think that this is a great week for Cancers once you realize, appreciate the new essence that's around you and the new direction that the universe is asking you to redefine when it comes to the understanding of the visualization, the essence of the world, and more importantly, an outlook now. You know, I think also anybody who is not really wanting to be in your world, like, you gotta let go. Anybody who's also trying to maybe control your world or tell you how your world should be, or is not in alignment with the world that you want, you're gonna have to move out of that, because how are you gonna create the abundance that you want? How are you gonna find the self-worth? How are you gonna find the confidence? And how are you gonna go build this beautiful, amazing world? Like, I don't think that when they built the pyramids and the Egyptians, I don't think that it was like they were like having self-worth issues. Like, can we really pull this pyramid off? Like, can we really pull these beautiful hieroglyphics off? Like, I don't know. Like, we're trying to be like the Babylonians. We're trying to be like the Mesopotamians, but I don't know. Does it have the essence of their shit? It's like, no, we're doing our thing. You know what I mean? Like, let's do the way that we see it. And so there's a lot about, you've got to kind of use that perspective. It's like, you know, when you see new homes be built, you're like, damn, that new home is nice, or new cars. It's like, sometimes you got to be bold and you got to go into a totally different direction. And sometimes, of course, we see in the world that doesn't work, and sometimes it really works really well. So it's like, this is a time for you to realize it's going to work really well. This is going to work good for you to move into new directions and try bold new things instead of staying in the similar energies and repeating the same energy and trying to go about your life and your love life the same way and not appreciating the essence of something brand new and a new form of looking at it and all your partnerships or new people, and not taking on some old stories and some old records again and seeing some new ones that can form for you. Your way to get through the challenge is the Jupiter Returns benefits card. So it's like you have so many benefits coming right now. And, you know, whether you're going through a Jupiter return or the partner that you've been through is going through a Jupiter return, or anything that's going on where it's allowing you to see that there are ultra amazing benefits to reap when you come into the abundance of yourself, you appreciate new realms, and you are not afraid to walk into a new world. I think that that's the ultimate fear for Cancers, is the ultimate fear of losing a world that you think is so great, but you are afraid to go look at the new one. You did pull Sag, Venus. Oh wait, no, sorry, 10th house, Jupiter. So, wow. I think that this is definitely about this amazing new quest for you, but it's about a quest that's going to lead you to a place that actually reaches where you want to go. But you got to expand the life, you got to expand the trail, you got to expand the journey, and you've got to make decisions. You have good luck by making decisions and also picking people and relationships in your life that are advancing your progress of whether it's your career life or whether it's your goals in your life. if it's not expanding and it's staying in the same place, there's something to say about the person that you're with or that you're trying to date or that you're still worried about. Or if you're single out there, it's like you need to reach for better people, maybe on a higher platform as far as their energetic vibration to maybe their career, to a world that actually makes sense for you, opposed to a little bit more of the bottom feeder energy.
Yeah, those Cancers need a fresh start. Now there's new abundance you can bring into your life, whether that's having a conversation with someone that you're with about something that you want to start over or bring into the relationship, or whether that's moving on but actually getting onto a new path and appreciating the beauty that's around you, looking at the wilderness. What was that, a tree that you got in that second one?
This is nature spirit.
Looking at nature spirit. Like, what's your favorite tree? You wouldn't
Mine?
know. You wouldn't know if you don't stop and look around. Yeah, sure. What's your favorite tree?
Oh, my Leo was like, oh, mine? Palm trees.
Palm trees? Palm trees are actually a form of grass. So, wrong.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
I have the palm tree book in my house.
Not a form of grass.
It's a tree still.
Mine's a madrone tree. They're quite beautiful.
What's a madrone?
They're in Oregon. They have a goldish bark to them, and they peel off and they turn like a vibrant gold, and they have these bright green leaves on them as well. So it's a beautiful contrast, but loggers hate them because apparently they just grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and fuck up
I've
everything.
seen those actually before.
Yeah, you've seen them.
I
We had them all
remember
over the property in Oregon.
I like dates.
Dates are good, only if they're productive dates.
Date shakes. Have you ever had a date shake at the date shake place?
At the Shake Shack?
No, it's like off by Palm Springs.
Oh, no. Did you know the White House in Laguna is closed?
No.
Yeah. I try to go there. If anybody's been down to Laguna Beach, there's a lovely little restaurant that's been there forever. It's not there anymore, but it's a shame because the movie theater is all closed up too. But that's a story for another day.
Well, it's a little bit like Cancer story, right? Like, time to go adventure and find something new. Let's see who the next sign is.
Ain't that the truth?
And not keep playing the old records. Capricorns.
Cap.
Hey, Caps. What's going on? Hey. I'm going to check in with the chat while you're loading that Capricorn thing. We got some peeps up in here. What's going on?
It seems like everyone's enjoying themselves on this lovely Monday evening.
Yeah, you guys feeling the new energy out there?
I feel like there was a big release of the bullshit.
Big release of the bullshit.
Big old release.
Yeah, it took a lot of toilet paper to deal with that one.
TP.
Happy birthday, Capricorn, and especially for those here on this last week of Capricorn season. You know, this is pretty simple, Capricorn, and I know it might be a little bit complicated as now Venus moves into your third house this week of communication and intellect and thought and the environment you're in, but it's not that complicated. This is a time for you to actually go off the facts of what you want in your life. And even though, yes, the North Node is in your relationship house, and we just had a lunar eclipse here, there's a tone that has been set by the universe, Capricorn. Like, you have to be in alignment fully with relationships and what you want and what you don't want. I mean, this is definitely going to be a time where Uranus in your fifth house of love is trying to spark a lot of new exciting things in your life, whether it's advancing your love relationship to a new level forward that's positive, or whether it's starting to use the energy to realize that maybe this is not love and maybe I need to go into a new direction. But Mercury squaring it this week in your second house about your self-worth. Are you realizing that maybe you're in a relationship or maybe you're dating somebody that's like they're not worthy of your time? Venus and sextile is also saying like maybe you need to realize that it should be a lot more exciting and a lot more sparky and a lot more communicative and a lot more, a better environment that's way more loving and more exciting. I think that Capricorns can have an amazing time right now in their love lives and be making strides to the life that they want. But if you're afraid and you're confused, I think a lot of it has to deal with that maybe you're just not listening to the facts, maybe you're just not looking at the real true excitement, and maybe you're just too afraid to deal with any of that stuff. You're just like wanting to use this energy as, a hall pass to continue to keep the old same identity and same thing going. But how is this thing going to get some juice? You got the death card.
Ooh,
that's some juice.
That's good right there.
That's some deep juice right there, Capricorn. That's some juice of endings and transformation. I know that death card scares a lot of people, but there is something to say that there's something's coming to an end. You can feel it. You know what? It'll feel like how Craig was just talking about the movies. When a movie's coming to an end, then you start getting your seat. Like, I'm going to get out of here before all the fucking people. I'm one of those people.
Was I saying that?
No, I'm just saying you brought up movie theaters, and that's all. And then I took it to another level. Like, I'm the kind of guy where it's like,
I feel you.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay,
you.
yeah, like this looks like the end, and there's all these people here, and I'm gonna fucking like kind of stand up and like kind of start walking out. I mean, I'm the asshole on a plane who kind of does that too, and then everybody's like, fuck.
Yeah, that's how I left my fucking book and the journal on the last plane that I was on, because I got up too early. I didn't just wait, chill out, let it come to me.
Well, I think that the issue here is that that's been going on too. Then there's the people who just sit too long.
Yeah, I don't like those people. Not up in here.
Did you just say you don't like those people?
They got to sit the perfect amount of time.
Yes. So this is about really, I think, the perfect amount of time. But also, it's like that premonition thing, the death card to me. It's like you can feel the death in the air. Like something's coming to a close. I mean, look at I know the whole, the royal family situation's going on crazy with Harry and Meghan and all this stuff. But it's like, think about, I was just looking at the other side with William and Kate, and Kate's a Capricorn. Like, she's almost like, fuck yeah, Meghan's getting the fuck out of here. Like, fuck yeah. Like, we're the next in line after fucking my grandfather, who's probably not going to be up there long. So,
I'd be getting out of Dodge also.
But I think so.
There.
Maybe I don't know. So there's something to say about Kate right now. Like, she's all Capricorn lit up. Like, her eyes are like, oh, fucking throne queen, fucking what? It's even closer, and I don't even have people below me as much as I thought. Like, that were gonna cause bullshit. Wow. Like, she's and I've been hearing that she was the one that was like, well, I think both girls. I'm gonna be honest. I think Meghan and Kate are behind the weirdness between William and Harry and their weird shit. And I think Meghan's actually the main one. That's a whole other story, though. But I think that for Capricorns, it's like, you could see that death coming on the walls there. What are you going to do about it? Or a big change that needs to be made. You're too afraid to make that change? Oh, you got boundaries as your challenge card. The tiger. Tony the Tiger. You're afraid. You're afraid of you know what? Boundaries is like, your challenge is like, I think that what it is like you are afraid to cross some sort of boundary. You're afraid to change something. You're afraid. You're like, I don't want to come across as dark. I don't want to come across as evil or something. I don't want to come across as too extreme, but extreme times call for extreme measures, especially if you're not getting, I said almost sexually, but especially if things are not going the way that you want for so long. Like, maybe you are too afraid to jump over a boundary that actually it's like a tiger jumping over something. Like, fuck this, I'm getting through out of this hellhole. Like, there's something to say about you trying to get out of hell in your relationship world right now, Capricorn. Why is it like you're, it's like, and I'm going to be honest, I feel like Capricorns are like almost in a state of delusional energy. Like, it's like, I just like, I don't want to see something end. I don't want to know what the boundaries are to that. I want to just infinitely see the same thing. It's like, there's excitement on the other side of this, Capricorn, big time. And you did pull the healing card. So it's like, gosh, there's something more positive that will make you feel better in your life by crossing some boundaries that maybe are going to be extreme. They're going to cause an ending. They're going to cause an extreme transformation. But guess what? Like, on the other side of that, it's going to be like, the nurse that's going to take care of you energetically, or yourself, is just going to feel healed. Like, you're not going to feel so like, oh, it's just fucking weird. This sucks. I feel like Capricorns are going through some weird shit right now. I want to get a little clarifier on
get that
healing card, like we called the magician card. Wow. You're going to step into your magic. Wow. Like, what's going on, Capricorn? Look at these two sides. We haven't even pulled the last card yet, but like, there's this massive change that you must go through, an ending and transformation. You're afraid because you feel like the boundaries that you're crossing, or that you're changing the boundaries of things, or that you're ending. Boundaries are endings. Boundaries are knowing this is where the boundary line is. And also this is walls. So maybe you're putting walls up over the change, right? So it's like, I don't want it to happen. Like, it's like, but gosh, you got a healing magician energy on the other side. That's where the outcome goes. If you do this and you make this shape of great change, and you got the air element of communication. I think that part of the issues is you communicating your truth. And that's what I said in the astrology. So it's like this communication element of talking about things that are not working and talking about the boundaries that need to change and talking about the premonitions of transformation will bring you to where maybe you can revive this into a magical relationship that'll heal you, or that you got to put it to an end, or you got to bring up your truth to a relationship, whatever it might be, whichever area, single, non-single, in between, rebound energy, whatever you're at. I had Pluto. I'm surprised it shifted there. Pluto in Gemini in the 10th. So what, you do have to make a major change to the plans in your life, especially around the ones that you thought. It's like your identity is based right now in your relationship life off this plan that you thought was going to work. And it's like coming to an implosion. And so this is a redirection of the plan. There's a re-understanding of the plan. There's a re-shifting of the plan. And then more importantly, ironically enough, Hitler was born with Pluto in Gemini. Okay. When Uranus crossed that thing, he went crazy. Like, you're going to go crazy if you cannot make some of these changes. Just going to put that one out there, because now you have to have control over your life by making choices that are logically more sound and the truth of what you really need and want and are going to work in your life and be a better environment than staying in stagnation of the same shit.
It's interesting that you pulled that Pluto dice, because that's actually what came to my mind. I was going to say, be Pluto, be that death and regenerative force in your own life, in your own universe. You can reap what you've sowed. You can cut that. I mean, on that death card, it has that little flower right there that's blooming out. But you take that and you push forward. You become that magician in your own life, and you create the magic that you've always wanted and that you deserve.
What's your favorite flower?
My favorite flowers would be a plumeria or a lotus flower, but I also really like sunflowers as well.
Damn, you know some flowers.
I like flowers.
I like gardenias.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they remind me of my grandma growing up. I love the smell. Like a good aqua, gardenias are not there.
Strawberries remind me of my grandmother.
Ah, but that's a fruit, right?
Yeah, probably. Who's to say in this crazy mixed up world we live in?
Yeah,
What's
you know what? Who cares about identities? Identity politics for vegetables, fruits, trees, and so forth.
Yeah.
Who's ready to join the cause?
It's fluid.
It's identity politics of fruits and vegetables and trees. All right, Aquarius, this is the last week of, the space between spaces of weirdness, the 12th house. Okay, you got the last week here, the sun in Capricorn. You got Saturn and Pluto here in Capricorn. We got Jupiter still here in Capricorn. Now, Venus moves into your second house. So it left your sign coming into this week, and Mercury comes into your sign. So it's almost like you're in a weird space, but Mercury here square Uranus is going to be a little funky. Especially about you having to really start to deal with some of the emotional stuff that you can't avoid. Like, you might be dealing with an emotional situation in a relationship, or maybe your emotions about relationships right now. Maybe you feel like you need some. Maybe you feel like you need some spark there. But Venus is going to make good aspects in your second house. It's about like realizing the value in having emotional connection, realizing that, this is a time while you're in between spaces that, it would be nice to have emotions in your life. It'd be nice to have people reciprocate the emotions, but you've got to also present those emotions out, especially communication about what you want in your life. Maybe people don't know. Maybe people, and that's the thing about the 12th house, is you've been kind of in your own world. So you're going to continue to be there, but the 12th house can bring out great fate and great fortune to those that are connected to spirit. But I think that this is going to be kind of one of those weeks, especially with the moon going through, your third house, your fourth house, your fifth house. Like, I think that, actually, it's opposite. It's going through your 8th house, your 9th house, and your 10th. It's a whole different game. Like, there's a better place for you to go, and I know you want it, but this is like only going to come by clearing energy within yourself that is holding yourself back from emotion. Like there's something about creating this space between the emotional world and maybe not understanding the emotional world really well. That's the other thing, is maybe the only way that you're trying to get emotion is by doing something that maybe not be logically sound. This is an important time for you to know emotions have to be reciprocated with the second house and the fourth house. It has to be valued the same way and be seen the same way. But you have to be willing to communicate that. And if somebody can't communicate that to you, then that's not reciprocal. Move on to the next energy where that is. And don't avoid emotions if you really want to reciprocate the emotion and you don't know how to. It's okay to speak out your feelings. It's okay to put your vulnerability out there a little bit. You did pull the Ace of Pentacles reversed, so something hasn't ended here relationship-wise to move you into the better waters that you want. Something is still holding you back. It's like an old situation, even maybe it's just like, especially it's a pentacle. I think that it's like these old set of values of the world, or maybe you're just trapped in a world where you're living the same life constantly and you know you want it to change, but it's like you're not doing anything about changing that life to add a relationship in or make your relationship better. It's like you're like a hamster on a wheel. Like you're not willing to get off that and shift the way. I mean, even here at High Vibe, we're shifting the whole schedule. We're shifting everything. So it's like, I had to get off my own hamster wheel in life. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is a time for you to realize that what is it about your world and maybe about somebody's life. Maybe you're in love with somebody who's not over somebody yet. Maybe you and yourself are not over the way that your life is. So you're kind of pushing that new energy of a new life to the side because you're not really ready, but you desire it so much. And especially the reversal is like, I want something new and beautiful to start. Well, it's like, is that even possible? Do you have a reality? Do you have a work life? Do you have a foundation to do that? You did pull the past life card as your challenge card. Ooh, this is a weird one. Yeah, it's like you're not over. I think that there's a challenge of not being over a past energy of your life, maybe a past relationship. Maybe you keep looking at past relationships as how to function in new ones. Like it's like, that's over. But past life coming up as a challenge is like, maybe you feel like somebody is some karmic lover or some karmic situation. And maybe the challenge is realizing that maybe that shit's over, or maybe that's not true. Or maybe that's not really what's actually being shown here. Maybe the only way to move into better energy with a relationship is to actually accept that. Like, I think that there's an issue here of defining maybe who a twin is, or maybe who is the karmic lover of your life. Like, or maybe you haven't finished some karma with the lover yet. There's definitely karma issues, or understanding the karma around where you're sitting at in your life. And your relationship world especially is kind of combobulated here with this kind of notion of like that there's this deeper knowing, and is it really true? Well, it's like, I feel that there's a lot of energies that are unknowing about this. It's almost like you're kind of going through this in your own laboratory. I'm going to get a little clarity on that past life card for you. Yeah, clarity. You pulled the Ten of Swords reversed. Ooh. It's like, this is about you pulling out of this insanity of doing the same thing over and over, or thinking somebody is something that's not, or continuing to do something that keeps bringing you to the same place where you get no answer. Because there's something to say, like, no matter if you get past life regressions or you get anything, there's still always going to be, okay, I went through that, or I have this deep knowing, but I'm still haven't, as Craig said at the beginning of this, some sort of unanswered question. Maybe you need to drop all the unanswered questions this week, because they're holding you from something grand. You got the magic card here in the enchantment deck. So, you know, the real magic's going to show up when you let go of whatever you think magic is right now, or whatever that you still have been holding on to not move you forward. There's a lot about letting go, especially this is a challenge of thinking who's karmic and who's not. Past life in the challenge position. Why don't you go find that out by starting a new life and starting from fresh and letting go of energy of what you thought and seeing what's there. And this is also usually people waiting on others somehow to just magically change for them. That's not going to happen. You got the sixth house to get through this. You know what? You've got to get back on a new routine. You got to start a new routine. You got to, I know it might seem mundane and boring, but it actually is like a new blank sheet of paper for a bunch of new awesome colors to come on it. But you know, you're trying to paint over something that's been painted over 1,000,000 times. So you're going to hit the black, you know, it's too much gob. It's too much combobulated energy in the 12th house, and the 6th house is the opposite of that. So come on, Aquarius, like this is definitely trying to straighten your life out, or being attached to energies that you feel like you can never let go of. You feel like you have this karmic debt. You feel like you have to do things. You feel like you are stuck in a rut. You're not. Go move into something new with magic. Let it go and see what happens. I think that, nobody does that better than Aquarius is when they take a little bit of a weird, wild risk and try something new. You did pull Libra with Neptune in the seventh house. Seventh house, Libra, Neptune, yeah, this is definitely confusing about which partnerships are which, and also some sensitivities. Maybe you're dealing with a partner that is going through a spiritual crisis, or maybe you're going through a spiritual crisis based off a relationship identification issue, but I think a lot of it is about trying to find the spiritual relationships that make sense for you, but you also got to be willing to sacrifice and let go of what you think that is that's not showing up as the equalness and the fairness that you want to be able to find what that really is. So, but don't also get attached to a dream that's not real. That would not be good.
No, there needs to be a death of like what you thought life should be or what you thought life should look like in order to actually achieve and be in that life that you wanted it to look like. But if you're stuck in that past, if you're stuck in your mind, no way you're going to be able to progress forward. You're just going to keep pulling that same shit behind you over and over and over.
Who do you think's next? Well, I think you're right. It's like the same shit over and over again. Like
same shit, different day.
Libras
are next. That's what I was going to say.
Speaking of the same shit over, no, I'm just kidding.
Libras are lovely individuals.
Very lovely, very kind.
The kindest of all the zodiac signs. Just kidding.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say yes, and then they can be.
They are.
We have some. They'll let you know though. Like don't be afraid. Libras will let you know. They're cardinal signs. They're not dumb.
No, they're not.
They're not dumb. They act dumb when they're actually not dumb. That's the funniest part. Is they put on that act like I don't know when actually they can figure it all out, and that's how they know how to slip out of something. I love that about Libras. Even though if I'm on this receiving side of that in a partnership, like I'm like what? Fuck.
What?
So Libra, Capricorn, fourth house, a lot going on in the emotional world, the foundation world. Mercury comes into your fifth house and is going to give you a shock in the fifth house, especially with Uranus here in the eighth house about, where's that edge? Where's that passion? Where's that intensity? There's going to be questions about that right now, or some sort of lack or something missing. We do have Venus, though, in your sixth house now of Pisces. So it's like you've got to work on really finding in your relationship world something that's going to fit into your reality better. And I think that it's about making a better, more cooler reality that's like going to be more prosperous for you. It's like, I think that there's something to say about Libras kind of holding down the fort for something that's got something missing, whether that's you single or whether that's in a relationship that's kind of missing something. Like there's something to say that you got to force yourself into a new energy this week and not be afraid. And I think that this is a lot with the moon coming into your sign while Mercury is going to come into Aquarius and start squaring Uranus. Like there's a shock and awe. There's a you stepping into your power and creating a new story emotionally, and also not being attached emotionally to a situation so much that it's not allowing you to move into something much more intense, much more fulfilling, and not being afraid to also peace out on something that's not fulfilling. It's like, come on, like you got to look at the reality of things instead of creating kind of a 12th house reality. Like, no, this reality is great. It's like, really? Really?
Really?
You did pull the Chariot card up right. There is a lot about moving forward, moving into new directions this week, and also a lot of speed picking up this week. The Chariot card is always moving out of a position and moving into a new one. I know that a lot of people like to say that one horse is going one way or the other, but the original translation was two Sphinx of black and white, and they were actually going in the same direction. It was the understanding of duality in the universe and letting the universe guide the way, because there is no reins on these horses, and that the universe isn't going to take you on weird directions. It's going to take you actually exactly where you need to go once you're ready to actually admit and follow the universe and follow the guidance of the universe. The magician wand is always with the Chariot, but this is leaving a place. It's leaving a town. It's leaving a town which is ruled by the third house of Gemini, so it's leaving environments that you already know. So there's something to say that maybe it comes up this week in a relationship, like, why am I wanting to not be in this? Or why am I not wanting to be in this space anymore? It's like, well, maybe because it's not magical, maybe because it's freaky, maybe because there's something missing, Maybe because it's not really on the same energy as yours. Maybe because it doesn't hold the real magic wand and you do. Or maybe they're not appreciating your magic. Your challenge this week, Libra, is the water card. There's a lot of weird emotions going on with you. And that's already in the astrology. So definitely it feels like, maybe things are watered down. Like, it's kind of like, I don't drink anymore, but like it's a watered down cocktail. Like, what the fuck? Like something's missing. Or it feels like your emotions aren't being reciprocated or heard. Or it feels like there's something off emotionally about why you want to move. Like you want to move on to something new and that's got depth emotionally more. Instead of like this kind of, I would say also with the challenging position of the chariot and the water, it would be like, you're ready to move forward, but you're afraid that emotionally you're going to go to a place that lacks the emotion that you're at now, even though you want to leave. That's not true. That's just a bullshit lie that you're telling yourself to stay in a place that you know you got to leave. But it's also saying that why aren't you moving forward into the excitement of the emotional waters that you want to go to instead of, and the intuitive ones that are calling you, instead of staying in this kind of same old place and not a lot of magic or excitement going on there. You did pull, you pulled the good fortune card. Look at how much good fortune you have by moving on to new energies, changing your reality, changing your emotional world, changing and moving into the quest of a lifetime. The chariot is the quest. It is the quest of spirit guiding the way and you being along for the ride and guiding it. But spirit can't do it without you behind in the chariot. Like this chariot ain't going to move forward without you in it. So there's good fortune that is lying ahead for you. And how ironic, there's a cocktail in this drink. We're just talking about watered down cocktails. Like, okay, let's say you don't drink alcohol. I don't. Like, it'd be like me having like a watered down Sprite with ice. Like, it's like okay to go, for me, go get a Mexican Sprite and pop the top off and drink that straight from the glass. Get the real stuff. But there's a lot of positive, like good aspects coming out of nowhere here for you if you're able to move into that new energy. You did pull the part of fortune increase. Oh my gosh, you got two fortunate cards here, especially about emotional situations that are not feeling good to you. So I think that, it's like you are going to feel the writing on the wall about an emotional situation that does not feel right in a love relationship or somebody that you're dating, and you're going to have to call on it and move in a new direction, see what's there. You might have to go on a trip. You might need to go on a quest. You might need some time off. You might need to go somewhere different, but you need to go somewhere in order for you to process an emotion. And there's a lot of good fortune that's going to give you the answers. And I think no matter what happens, good fortune's going to try and increase your life. And I think that it's a lot having to do with that you're emotionally feeling not fully invested somewhere, and you have to bring that up. With that Mercury square Uranus, it's going to shock you. And it's going to shock the way that you think about the reality that you're in, especially your edge, your passions, and your intensity. You did pull fourth house, South Node, Taurus. So here it is. You being trapped into a place emotionally that you find is worthy and valuable, or it is a place that is offering you some sort of, a hand that feeds. But with the North Node opposite of this in the 10th in Scorpio, this is about you finding the true needs that you want, which are about retaining the power to have the actual life and quest and the ultimate destination that you want to reach, instead of kind of staying in this kind of lazier environment that's feels good, but at the same time, it doesn't feel fully good. It's just safe. It's like safety is nice, but you have the North Node of Cancer. Risk will take you to safety. So it's like, you've got to be able to like be willing to be okay with things that are not really what they seem they are and move on.
You got to allow that creation to flow. Can't get caught up within yourself all times out, Libra. You got to let that balance and weigh the scales out, but allow the universe to guide you where it needs to. Don't put up roadblocks within yourself and cut off situations just because you feel that they might not be right. In fact, take your hands off the reins. And in fact, what? We let the universe guide us.
Let it guide. Let it guide. Who do you think's next?
I'm thinking that it's going to be a fire sign.
Pisces.
That was close. Real close.
Really close.
Real close. My intuition
Super
is
close.
firing on all cylinders tonight.
Super close.
It's all right. Next time.
We hit 1,000 people. Thank you all for being here.
Is that a collective card for the 1,000 people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will pull a card for 1,000 people.
Do it.
All right.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
I'm going to give you all right now that are watching live, the 1,000 people, I'm going to give you one card about an answer that you need about a love situation that's on your mind the most. But you got to pick that energy. You know, some people have like multiple people, or some people are like, focus on the answer that you need right now for your love life. The Four of Pentacles. Is this something that you desire so much that it's almost like you're putting everything into it? At the same time, are you also at a position to where this person sees you in the same energy of how much they want you back? That's probably the question that's going on. And deeply, it's like, if they're not willing to put as much in as you are, where is this ever going?
They can go F themselves.
I'll pull one more.
One more.
The Destiny card, Yod. I think that part of the confusion might be that you feel this is destiny. Is it the destiny to learn of what is really worthy of your time and energy? Your destiny does come with some weird aspects with the Yod. So it might feel like it's like, well, this is weird. And I'll give credit to that. That's why we need to pull one more. Well, how is the overall of this? The Page of Swords reverse. If they're not communicating to you, and they also are running back on their word, or they're not putting their money where their mouth is and what they're saying, then you know it's not. And you know that it's a weird situation that maybe you've created over destiny about. So communication is key. And if they're not communicating, it's okay to say, hello, is there any communication here? But don't go storm the castle and be like, where the fuck is the page? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
communication is the foundation of life itself.
Very much so. I mean, that's what astrology is. Tarot, we're communicating right?
Yeah.
All right, Pisces.
I already got it up there. I'm fucking ready to rock and roll. I'm taking a break and drink some of this smoothie I made now.
I just gave Pisces a little bit of that Venus and Pisces, just like fog. Love it. Great news, Pisces. Venus is in your sign, so it's going to make you more attractive. It's going to attract a lot more energy to you relationship-wise. Woo! All this Capricorn, though, is saying, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Where in the world are the Pisces? Where in the world do you want to go for your love life? Is your romantic partnership, if you're in one, wanting to go to explore new territories too? Are you around the same kind of peeps? What about the peeps? Not the peeps on Easter, even though Easter's coming up here in a couple months. Not those peeps. Hey, peeps are good. But the peeps that, well, one peep is good. I don't know about two.
Yeah. One peep.
Yeah, one peep. Keep it down to one peep. But not in your life. Like, you know, you need to look at where are the circles of energy and where's, you know what? Let's go back into love. Who is exciting and who's not? Who's innovating your life and who's keeping you in the same place? It's about innovation now. I will say this too, with Mercury coming into Aquarius, your 12th house to square over to Uranus, which happens to be in your 3rd. This is where you are coming into some really weird questions about trying to understand where something's going in love life that you spiritually are feeling, but you're met with some weird blocks of trying to understand some really weird dynamics here. Okay, so this is going to feel very confusing. But with Venus sextile over to Uranus, it is going to say that as long as you communicate exactly what you want and put it out there to somebody, then you're going to get an exact answer back. But you need to say exactly what you want, and it might be weird situations with Mercury square Uranus, especially in the 12th and the 3rd. Like, maybe you're having confusing elements of trying to how to express yourself to somebody this week, or maybe you're dealing with somebody who's giving you communication in a way that's like, I don't understand what they want, or I don't. Okay, it's like, well, you got to get clear, and you got to see, is this innovating you forward? And you got to see, like, is this what you want to attract in your life? Because now Venus is in your sign. It should be magical. No more going around things that are not magical anymore. That's not going to work. Your first card for this week is the 7 of Cups reversed. It's time for you to take all your imaginations away and focus on something. Focus on one prize. Focus on one person, or focus on one energy. You know, it's almost like you have your energy scattered in multiple different places. Like, oh, well, what's up with him? And what's up with Brian and John and
Mind your own business.
and Lou and Richter and Jenny and oh my gosh. Wow. This is causing too much. And I think that it's like too much fog instead of reality. You know what I mean? Like it's too much in the imagination and not reality. Don't you want the real thing?
Yeah. If it ain't real, I don't want it.
Wow, you got a
baby.
karmic path challenge coming up here. Wow. Beep, beep, beep. Karmic path challenge. Look at all these cards flying around. I would say that the challenge is that you feel there's, this reminds me of the Aquarians. They had the past life card, but you have the karmic path card. I would say that, there's challenges in understanding the decisions about what path to take karmically in your love life right now. I think that you're at a major crossroads. It's really challenging to figure out, but you need to focus on the one path that you want to go instead of looking at 2 or 3 or 4. I think that you have to actually just go like, this is the path I want, and then you're going to have to make this understanding clear. We will get a clarifier for this karmic path. It's an intense card. You did pull the page, King of Cups reversed. Ooh. The karmic path is where you are not feeling whether that partner holds emotional stability or you and yourself right now don't have full power and initiative and knowing the emotion that you want to do. So this is where it's like, if you, and I think that you have issues here that you have to deal with. Like wherever you're feeling uncertain emotionally, that's not going to take you on your karmic path unless you get clear on it by focusing on it and getting to a clarity. This is a big week about getting clarity on if a karmic path in a relationship is going in a direction that you want or not. You did pull the patience card. So, it's like, there's a couple ways to look at this. This is leading towards a place where, I think it's going to calm the waters down. I know that patience might seem like I just need to be patient. What the fuck? It's like, no, I think that this is leading to a place, because in a place of patience, it's a place where we can actually, reflect on all the other things in life that we need to be looking at. You might be only focused on this one centric thing in a partnership right now, or love, but maybe you're not looking at all the other things that are going to come with it, how it's going to change your life. Maybe you will have to shift your life. So the patience is going to be like, okay, you'll get the answers this week of the karmic path, but it's like, the patience is going to be like, okay, now you have to make adjustments and you have to focus on a lot of other things to make it all possible. So it's like, I think that Pisces are in a place where it's like really reaching out for these big dreams, but realizing that they take a foundation to be built on, and they take an emotional answer and an emotional security in oneself, and knowing the path and knowing that from the other person. We'll get a clarity on that patience, because that's a weird card. Empress reversed. You have to let go of being too patient by not putting yourself first, or not putting yourself in the glorious, beautiful position that you are. Like, it's almost like you're not ready to step into your power. And I think that you've been too patient about that. And I think that actually this isn't about being patient. This is about the stopping of patience when it comes to not putting yourself in the ability to be beautiful and manifest and be the goddess that can have, or the god energy, or manly wise, of whatever that you want. Like, what do you really want? Like, you need to show us. You need to show the people. You need to show the person that you want to be with. You need to focus more. And you need to weigh out those options of like, who is the most one that my karmic path wants to go? But that's your challenge, is you are so emotionally uncertain in which way that is, especially with the 7 of Cups reversed. Before that, it's like, you're just throwing out way too many options here. And you're not owning the value of what you really, 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 really want. And you have to be honest about yourself and what you really want here. And the way that you get to that is the Mercury card, the mind. You got to communicate, you got to show it, you need to understand it, and you need to figure this out. And you need to 100% know that your mind needs to come into play here. This has to be, of course, looking at the different sides, but I think that you have to be very clear now, and you have to communicate very much. Hey, is this my karmic path or not? But you got to give more than asking a question. You got to give details. That's why I love Mercury. Mercury gives us all the details. It gives us the facts. It gives us the information, and it gives the clarity. How are you going to get clarity if you're only talking about one thing? Like, what's the answer? It's like, what's the answer about what? And what are you looking for out of that answer? And what would the answer be that you would want to have? Think about those other aspects to put into it. If you're going to use Venus to attract something that you want in your life, you got Scorpio, and you got, what is that? The 6th house in with the South Node. Yeah, I think that, I think that you're a little too obsessed right now with the specifics of how the reality is going to look, when I think that it's like, and this is kind of weird, because once you focus, I think, on what you really are wanting and which path you want to take, then it's like really start to put your value out there and show the essence of the spiritual value of it to really connect to something beautiful. There's a beautiful connection out there that you want, but you're running a rat race trying to figure it out, and you're running a rat race with too many things, and maybe you're focused too much on a certain way that you want a rat race to work, but you might have too many rats in the race, or you might have too many things going on. It might be too, or maybe you're just too specifically looking for it to be a certain way. You need to open up a little bit more, but open up to the thing that you focus on instead of opening up to all these different things. This is very unique. This reading is all over the place. This is gonna be an all over the place week for Pisces. We'll pull one more card.
You gotta be a little precise.
Look at that South Node life debts. You got karmic path, life debts, and that's crazy. You got a lot going on here. I think that, it's like, there's something major karmic this week going on for you, and you've got to get to the bottom of it, but you have to be very clear, and you have to be somebody that steps up to the clarity. I think that you're not showing up fully with clarity. There's too many reversals here of the King of Cups for yourself, and you got the Empress card. And maybe somebody's not being that way to you, but I'm going to put it in your court, because the honest truth is maybe they're not being that way because you're not showing up with the answers.
I think that's a mic drop right there.
I think it was a mic drop.
I'm just gonna sit that one out.
That I'm about to go drop my pants so I can go take a quick piss.
Oh, we are halfway through. No.
Huh?
We are halfway through. 6.
We got Sages.
What is it, Sag?
I'm out.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this installment of Craig's Corner here on Deep Love Tarot. No, but again, we love the support that y'all have been giving us, and it's been so great having people interact with There's an Art to Life, that series that I've been working on with Kim, who you see all of her paintings on every set that we do here, and everything we do. She's been a huge part in kind of lightening up High Vibe. I've never been much into painting. Well, I was never any good at painting. I could color inside the lines, but that was about the extent of it. And just watching her being able to create something off a blank canvas and being able to record that, it's pretty mind-blowing. And then when viewers start to send that into us, it's really been an eye-opening experience. We've gotten letters, we've gotten voice messages about people and how it's kind of brought them out of the funk. And I talk about this because maybe there's something new in your life that you had a passion for as a young kid. Or maybe there's something that you always thought you never could do, and it's time that you actually step out and start doing those things. Take the chances. What do you have to lose? There's not really much else you can do in this life besides try and make yourself happy. Try to enjoy the time that you're spending here, whether that is just reading a book or listening to music or even creating music. I mean, if you can do that, that would be fucking awesome. But creating something as simple as a painting, creating something as a note for somebody, an appreciation for somebody, and being able to put that smile on their face, just as much as it's happy for us to be able to put smiles on your all face, being here for you guys, and you guys are here for us. And it's been a great time so far. It's been funky. It's been weird having to be on this camera, especially by myself, because it is a new task. That was something that was new for me. I had never been on camera before, let alone by myself having to entertain y'all. But it's something that you adapt and you start to really enjoy. With something that maybe made you uncomfortable for a large portion of your life turns into something that makes you very happy. It's something that you actually really enjoy. So it's stepping into like a new belief into this 2020, stepping into a new practice, whether that is maybe a daily mantra. I still use the mantra of I am worthy. I'm worthy of living a pain-free existence when it comes to my back pain. I'm worthy of bringing the abundance into my life that I want and the love that I want. And I'm worthy of providing the love to someone that they deserve also. Ain't that right, Mr. Palmer?
What's right?
Yeah, it's just right. That's all you need to know. Uh-oh.
I watched Kim paint this Thursday. Yeah.
I know I have a green light on it, so it's actually not the correct color.
Well,
there we go. That's the correct color.
I'm really good at blocking light, I guess.
Ain't that the truth?
But hey, I don't care what painting it is. The colors on it are amazing that she does. But what I've been noticing with all paintings, and especially with Kim's because she's such bright colors, we've been adding colors to all of her paintings, it's fucking amazing. So it's like all the set stuff that Craig does, but he was the one who figured it out, and it like is badass. It like doesn't matter which painting you get, like you can change. You not only do you get the original painting, but then you get like you can like change it up all the time.
Yeah, because nothing looks the same. I mean, the original is right next to it also, and you know you have to, like someone said, it's about adapting and reestablishing yourself at some point. Sometimes you have to pivot and fucking change everything that you thought you were going to be and everything that you thought you were going to have into this new life. But hey, we're only aware of it this one time, so fucking live that shit.
Well, we got Sages, right?
Yeah, we do. Somewhere.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do somewhere.
We do. I'm on the red couch spaceship. Ready? Everybody go. Go.
Vroom, 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 vroom. Sag.
Sages! Well, what is Sages? Fuck. Well, hey, I'm going to look like, you know, I'm the king today. Fucking. All right, Sages. Well, it's the last week of Capricorn, so the second house of knowing your value and worth. But with this North Node in the 8th, remember, you're making major changes. And I think when it comes to relationships, the more change that you make, the better. But I do want to say when it comes to going into passion more and going into deeper emotion, it's much better. You know, and the second house stuff can really, I think, be positive for Sagittarius about knowing the value in yourself and knowing what's worthy of you and relationship-wise. But with Venus now in Pisces, it's your 4th house. You got to get emotional. Oh, yeah, you got to get emotional. And you got to find those emotions. And it's because there's no Sag that can go on any adventure without the magical emotional mysteries that provide the energy for a Sag to go on it. So relationship-wise, you know, you're looking for something to kickstart your emotions. If you find that, like, follow that energy and don't have a control about it. Like, let that flow. Mercury in the Aquarius in the 3rd is going to square over to Uranus, which is in your 6th house. So this is trying to figure out what environment or what to say, or maybe there's some details that you want to figure out, or you need communication to figure out a relationship situation. Maybe you got to step up and say something. Maybe you got to also at the same time, like, be more clear on the life that you want. And maybe there's partnerships that'll make that life happen that you want. There's a lot of questions going on, but I think at the same time, it's like the questions are, I think, more regarded in the emotional realm, especially with Venus sextile to Uranus. It is saying for you to actually take this moment and go, okay, there's a lot of valuable things I want, right? But, you know, that's the second house stuff. But when you look at Venus and Uranus right now, this emotional connection to the reality that can become real, it needs an emotional foundation. It needs emotion and comfort. It needs... No Sag will feel comfortable without the magic of emotion. So trying to be a Sag without emotion right now, if you're in a relationship without emotion, if you're in a new one that you're not willing to put your emotion in, So Mars is in your sign too, so, you know, use this energy to propel yourself into what you want. But if it's all just for your own second house gain of just your own things of creation, and you're forgetting about intensity and connection and passion of the 8th, and you're forgetting about Venus in the 4th, like, you're missing out on, you'll get something without any emotion behind it. It's just like buying a new iPhone, and it's like cool for a minute, and then
you realize everybody else has it, and you just drop
Yep.
$2,000 on a piece of shit.
It's just a fucking phone. And I was about to go to some really weird places, but we won't go there. We did get the 5 of Wands reverse. So you're trying to avoid any conflict this week. But I think that it's at the same time, like, maybe it's not conflict. Maybe it's you conflicting yourself. Maybe I think you're dealing with an inner conflict. You're dealing with an inner conflict of what to do in relationships this week. So you're not wanting any outer conflict. You're not wanting to confront any relationship situation at all. Or you're not willing to confront some, you know, situations in relationships that need to be confronted. I think that this is where it can actually cause more of an inner conflict, and it also could cause, an inner conflict that actually will make you not like the results. Maybe it'll like make somebody pull out completely, or to make yourself, kind of feel like somebody is, maybe not there. I think that there's a part where, confronting is not conflicting. It's actually understanding. And I think that for you, confronting situations that are uncomfortable are a lot easier to deal with than going into an inner place of conflict and not knowing what to do and not showing up to bring the confrontation of getting some sort of confirmation or understanding where things are. It's like, this is going to cause, no matter what scenario you're in, you're going to have to confront things in a relationship situation this week. You're going to have to. And I think that the more you back out of it, the more you're going to cause an inner conflict in yourself that you cannot escape. It's almost like you feel like you can escape something, but you can't. Five of Wands always wants to, like, I don't want any conflict. I don't want to deal with anything right now. I got other things to do. But sweeping things under the rug never does anything good. And the Five of Wands also is, a bunch of sports people playing sports, like having a good time. So it's almost like, maybe it's not confronting anything negative. Maybe it's more about like having some fun and some passion and there's definitely a lot of love and energy in there too with the Five of Wands, whether they are like training for battle or whether they are playing a game or whether they are even battling themselves, right? There is something to say about this. Woo! Like that was a riot. Like that was fun. But you're almost like trying to avoid that or something this week. I don't know why. We'll get a little more clarity. Well, you got this psychic block this week. And this psychic card always has two energies. So it's like, here's your issue is like, something psychically is clicking and something psychically is not on the same page. So maybe you're dealing with multiple conflicts here, especially because you got two. So you could be dealing with two psychic connections, or you might be dealing with two energies that one, maybe there's a lot of energy there and you're avoiding dealing with it because you don't know what to do. One, you're trying to find something there and then you don't want to deal with all of it because it's not what you thought it was. It's like, oh God, I got myself entangled in something, that you don't know how to deal with, or that you're like, this is going to cause me way too much conflict. I think that there's going to be a choice between you realizing what has the universe, God, and all of your angels and psychic energies been telling you is actually not conflicting, but actually bringing you this beautiful connection. Or is it more like you're not listening to your psychic awareness this week and you're throwing that to the side? And especially with the Five of Wands reversed, I mean, I feel like you're like letting something like slip through, and psychically the challenge is like, what are you doing? Like there's something psychically trying to give you a sign. We'll get a little clarity on this Five of Wands. You got the Seven of Pentacles reversed. I think that, again, it's like not wanting to try for something, not wanting to try at all. I don't know why. It's like you feel like you don't have any energy to put any time into it, or you don't have any, strength. But it's like, are you going to gain anything right now by whatever you're doing? It's almost like there's a lack. And I'll get a little clarity on this psychic card. You got the Queen of Swords. It's like you're going off this mind game, like this idea, this is just a game or some sort of thing in your mind. Well, psychic energy cannot listen to when the Queen of Swords is just so enriched in specifics of this direction that she's looking for without listening to the signs. She's just in her mind's eyes and mind view. You did pull the enchantment card. So I think that, your overall card is saying like, life can be an enchantment, and it could be a beautiful, amazing life and enriching with so much magic. So it's like whatever you feel is like a conflict or you having to confront something, and especially if you're psychically feeling something deep, like that's going to enrich your life by actually dealing with it to find out the answers or to find out the solutions or to find out what it is, opposed to avoiding it completely or just staying in kind of like a colder place. There is something to say about a Five of Wands reversed and a Queen of Swords, and especially a psychic card in the challenge position, that there's like this cold energy that you are choosing. But it's wondering if you're going to really step into the enchantment of your life. You did pull to get through this, the Aries I Am card. Like you have to you have to step forward into things. You have to have courage. And also, I think what it's saying is that what you actually really want in your life, whatever you're putting your energy towards, whether that's outside of love or love itself, you can have, but you've got to listen to whatever the signs from the universe are saying, whatever your psychic awareness is, and you have to be willing to not be afraid to go into, especially Aries is the war card, it's the war planet. There is like this, like, you gotta come, you gotta show up, you gotta be in. And I think that there's tension that needs to be had. Emotional tension, psychic, spiritual, passionate tension, opposed to zero at all is going to create something with no enchantment at all, because magic has power behind it. And you're looking for power in your position of your life, in your love life and everything, but not applying any power to it. It's like not putting gas into the car, like, and you want to go on a long trip. You pulled, so that's North Node, 9th house, Virgo. So this is definitely go on to a bigger vision now that your life can have. So I think that it's good to do the Virgo thing and work and everything, but 9th house is also expansion. And I think when we're talking about love, it's about expanding a reality that you've never tried before with your love life. Expanding the horizon, expanding and trying new reality that you've never tried before. And I think that to not be afraid of that, because the South Node in Pisces in the 3rd is getting lost into environments that you already know. So it's like, don't keep trying to play the same reality in the same tune you've already known. Play a new tune. You might like what you're going to get better.
Yeah, it's like they can't be so afraid to like trim the fat around the edges and to cut out some of those weak branches or those leaves that aren't bringing any nutrients into life. And once you do that, you're going to have a boom of growth. But then you can't be on so one track that you forget to harvest that growth and you let everything just rot in the fucking on the plant because you're looking in one direction when you should be looking at all around you. So pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to that growth, but don't be afraid to cut out the bad shit from your life. It's plain and simple.
That was very well said.
Hey, thanks.
Geminis.
The twins? What'd you say?
Oh, I didn't say anything. I just,
What you doing over there?
you know, Gemini must have just said it in the background.
Maybe I'm hearing things. Maybe we're haunted.
I think you should tell them really quick about your haunted experience here at the High Vibe TV studios like a year ago.
The one outside?
The one outside. Well, you heard it, or it was dark in here or something, and then...
Well, I was here all by my lonesome one night, and I started getting this super creepy, eerie feeling, which doesn't usually happen. And so I was editing something, and Dave had left, and right when he left, I like locked the door immediately, instinctively, I guess. I don't know, strange. Anyways, I go to leave, and I'm driving across the street, and I see some like black creature in the fucking street, like long-limbed, long-legged, walking across the street as I was going to leave. I don't know what it was, but I did feel like a very, like I said, very eerie feeling, which I don't get around here usually. So that was the extent of it. I had nightmares for about 15 months. So I'll be having nightmares for another 4 months on that.
And I like to tell Craig that doing this work here, I think this was kind of near, it was like, what, 8 months in the first we were first here or something?
Yeah, something like that.
And we worked together for many years, but it was like, I was like, oh, like, I've seen them all come around like before, because I've spent lots of nights by myself in the old studio and in this one, and I'm always like, what's that? Especially when we're putting out and broadcasting this work out to the world, I'm like, they come around, you know?
Yeah, that shadow creature was fucking
and I'm always like, hi, how are you all? Not gonna get anything out of me, like, you know? And I think it was a good experience for you because I think it made you realize, like, they're not going to do shit. But Craig used to be afraid of ghosts and aliens.
Aliens, not ghosts.
Alien ghosts.
Then it turned out me and aliens, those UFOs, have had a...
That's what we should talk about on Full Disclosure this week.
history.
If you're a member of High Vibe, that's back now that we're back from the holiday break.
Yeah.
Because the story about Craig and aliens is pretty fucking gnarly, actually.
It's a good one. It stands the test of time.
I think that's what we got to do this week. Full Disclosure is going to go into some of the past life stories that we got.
Well, we still got to do that full podcast on the.
We do, but I think you should bring up, the alien one, and I'll bring up my. Bring up one of mine.
Yeah. Well, I'll bring up. Yeah.
All right, Geminis. I know they all want fucking readings.
They're like, fuck you and your aliens. Give us those cards.
All right. So, Gemini, this is 8th house final week. God, it's like a week being on Pornhub or something, Gemini. All this 8th house energy. Woo! You talk to your fellow Scorpio about what it's like to learn control over your obsessions and wants and needs and sexual energies. Sometimes it doesn't have to be sexual, but sometimes it can be played off as obsessive. But Gemini, I think that you're looking deeper into what you really want in your life. But remember, this is going to be Venus now in Pisces. So it's your 10th house. Like, are you now, when it comes to your partnerships and relationships that you're choosing, do they believe in your path? Do they see the same vision as you do in your path? Do they support your path? With Mercury and Aquarius in the 9th house of beliefs, going to be making a hard square to Uranus in your 12th. You're about to be woken up by some big signs from spirit. Like creepy, weird, alien shadow people that look hunchbacked and weird with long arms.
They're coming for you.
That are going to wake you up and make you see the truth about a bigger picture in your life and where it's going. I think that Geminis this week are going to be dealing with a truth that is going to be very weird to see about something behind the veil about relationships energies that you have been not seeing because you've been so focused on trying to deeply still connect or stay or hold on or penetrate to have or whatever. You're going to have to see a bigger satellite view of things that spirit sees, and it's going to give the writing all over the wall this week. That's what I'm predicting, especially astrologically for you all. So you can make a better decision about where your long term is going, which is extremely necessary right now.
Hello, scam
I'll
likely
call
calling.
you right back. We're almost done with the live show. Love you.
We're not almost done.
Bye.
We have 5 hours left.
Sorry, it's my manager.
Tell her she best not be calling you ever again.
So let's see what happens, Gemini. I think that positive things can come out, but it's got to be on your path. And what have you not been seeing that's going to pop up this week? Maybe even some of your own subconscious shit. You did pull the Queen of Rods reversed. Ooh, okay. So, energy for Geminis is definitely going into a weird direction. It's like, I don't think that you've really been confident in what you've been really moving energy in your love life towards, or you're feeling an unconfidence this week about your love life, or you're feeling kind of stupid. Like maybe you made a move that you put a lot of energy into and it's not showing up the way that you want to, right? So, but you can't feel stupid or you can't feel like an idiot. Queen of Rods, like she's giving. She gives so much love. But with the reverse, it's like, have you given too much love? Have you put too much into something that really is not panning out? Huh?
Yes.
Friends, there's a challenge. Yeah, you could be at a weird crossroad. Maybe, maybe they're not really your friend. Maybe you're trying to make a friend a relationship that's stupid, that doesn't work. Or maybe, the relationship that you're in really is not a true friend. Maybe that's what's going to be exposed. Oh my gosh, they're really not even a friend to me. But are they just using me for my whatever I got? I think that there's definitely going to be a lot coming up around the challenge of finding if they really are true friends, if they really would be your friend if you weren't in a romantic situation, or maybe you're trying to stir a friendship, like kind of like the movie Just Friends, like you're trying really hard to get that friend for 20 years or 15 years or 5 years or whatever, or your obsession and it's not really working. Like, move off that. This is time for you to move off of energy where it's not connecting and where also there is not a kinship. There's not a true kinship. It's almost like a false kinship showing up. I'll get clarity on that friendship for everybody. Oh, look at that. 7 of Wands reversed. They would not fight for you. They're not owning you as much as they want. They would not fight for you in the end. They would run away. I just watched Princess Bride this weekend because I was sitting in my bed, and there's that scene where he finally gets to the 6-fingered man, he goes, I'm whatever Montoya, and I came here to kill you, you know?
Killed my father, prepare to die.
Yeah, you're my father, and you're here to die, whatever, right? So I'm sorry.
Try that again. You get it.
I am Senator Montoya. You killed my father. I am here to kill you.
Prepare to die.
Prepare to die. That's it. And then, the guy looks at him and then he just starts running away. You know what I mean? And then he's like, what? And then he has to go run after him. And then Andre the Giant, he's like, come here. He's like, he's getting away my whole life. And then he comes over and he just knocks down the door with his hand and he goes, go.
I love that movie.
I feel like they're the lover, the situation that's doing that shit to you. They're running away. They're not there. They would bail on you in a second. They would bail. They would not put 100% in. Like a 7 of Wands is not willing to sacrifice or fucking put all that energy into defending a position and owning it no matter what anybody says. It's almost like, you don't like this person? Oh yeah, I'm not talking to him. What are you talking about? What? It's like, what? I thought you just told me this shit for the last 8 months. Like, you know what I mean? Or we just put all this energy in and like, you're willing to just fucking, call me crazy. I'm sure you're feeling that shit. You got the shine card. You know what? This is finally, I think, time for Geminis to shine bright. Mars is in your 7th house. Let's not forget. So it's going to confront like some major relationship shit and also see who really has the power that you do. And are you putting too much in too? Like, are you putting too much in? And who really has that same belief and who really has that same vibe as you? But having that shine card pop up means that, you know what? You can finally shine. Maybe you're like an old pair of shoes that needs shining. And it's because you've been stepped on by this energy so much that they're not willing to see your shine. They act like it, but you know it's false. And you put so much in shining them up, but they don't know how to shine you up, even though you think that they did, just because it made you feel good a little bit, but it was always something missing or temporary. This is some sort of major weird situation coming to a very weird close that you put way too much energy in. And also having to change it to where you shine again, and we'll see how they act. Let's see how they act when you start shining. Let's just see that if you try to keep it. The Queen of Cups. One, I think you're going to feel a lot better, but they also might be feeling like, wow, they're totally now comfortable and they're totally in their shine. How would they react to that? Because I pulled that card, but I feel like, I don't know. This is a weird reading. Oh, they got the Page of Cups. Yeah, I don't know if they really want you to have your full comfort, it feels like. Or fun. I almost feel like that when they see you shine and in your power, it's like, then they're like trying to divert you from having a good time. Feel a weird energy
Black
there.
Moon.
Grand trine blessings come when you deal with the situation of somebody who's not defending you and doesn't have a true kinship and is showing the exposing that the friendship is really not there either. So you get blessings once you deal with this situation, and you do get your empowerment. But why do you feel dumb? Wow. You put this person on the highest pedestal ever, including even probably fantasize them about love as far as marriage goes and everything. Maybe even left the marriage for this person. And they're not showing up the same way, and you feel stupid. Scorpio, 6th house, Venus. Reality check of truth week in your relationship life. That's pretty simple. Are they all the way in or are they all the way out? Does it make sense in your reality or not? Is it stressful? to the core, or is it a little bit boring too? These are big questions this week.
Well, you give them enough clarity. I hope they'll be able to navigate through this week. You know, I mean, you broke it down for those Geminis pretty nicely, so y'all should feel very lucky out there. Feeling loose, you know? Feeling loose.
Scorpio.
Oh, shit. Ain't no party like a Scorpio party. Baby! Who?
And who do we have left? We have Aries, Taurus, and Leo left.
Oh, really?
Aries, Taurus, Leo left. Yes.
Scorpio. What is in store for us today? I feel like we're breaking out. I feel like we're breaking loose.
Reading the chat.
Oh,
a lot of Geminis like that reading.
I'm sure they did. You pulled them like 50 cards.
I mean, that was a weird reading, out a bit.
They got the hookup.
Well, yeah, I just feel like some things are clear and then some things are not.
You fucking Larry H. Parker their ass. You hooked them up.
You got to. You know, Larry H. Parker worked for me.
You got me $1.3 million.
Larry, I don't think they're allowed to do that one no more. You know, because I think they were feeding all the people in LA like, oh shit, I'll make a lot of money. Let me go rear end someone and fucking get hurt and fucking call Larry H. Parker. They'll give me a bunch of money. People were doing that.
Well,
I don't know if you remember back in the days in LA, people would purposely get in an accident with their piece of shit car with a really nice car and then go, I got hurt. Call Larry H. Parker. You know what? There's a lot of frauds out there that try to do crazy shit with
fucking
threatening lawsuits and shit. It's crazy.
Bunch of fucking jabronis. What's the message for the Scorpios? I need to hear something. Lead me. Lead me. I'm lost. Help me so much.
I think, this is a great week for Scorpios because Venus is in your ultimate. Like, it's in your 5th house. This is where
perfect.
Scorpios thrive. Like, love is an imaginative, beautiful thing. Even though people think Scorpios are dark, they actually visualize love as this most magical thing. So
that is true. They think we're just about fucking and punching, but we're about love.
And with Venus making an awesome aspect to Uranus in your 7th house, that's now direct. By the way, Uranus has been opposing. I'm giving a little personal guidance real quick to any early Scorpios. Craig over here is 2-degree Scorpio. So
2.
Uranus was in opposition to him for this last month and a half, just stopped. And then it went retrograde. So he dealt with some crazy shit. But this Venus making a nice aspect to Uranus is awesome. It's a relationship. And now Uranus is forward. So it's like there's a really positive shift in relationships this week in a really loving and positive way. But that Mercury in the 4th is not knowing exactly how to emotionally understand it. So it's really weird. It's kind of like this really positive thing that's showing up and showed up, or what to do with it next is the question. And there's a lot of emotions that need to be kind of figured out there, and communication with the weird emotions to partnerships. And then all the Capricorn is saying that communication is everything right now. So can you communicate, Scorpio? Mars is in their 2nd house and knowing your worth and value, but maybe other people need to know.
People do need to know.
Maybe
I'm
they need to
fucking
know.
worth it.
I don't know.
So are you.
Get a parrot.
Fuck parrots.
Well, that was the same card, Queen of Rods.
I like it. It had a nice sunflower on it, though.
We don't actually interchange the same cards on this show. I don't know why. I just have never felt like that because I don't want people to get the same cards, the same reading.
Yeah.
But I'm reshuffling that because that was weird. Because I forgot to.
It had a sunflower on it. Now this one is gonna have a lovely lotus on it.
Yeah. Here, we got a new card for you.
Perfect.
The debt, no, the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there's really good news coming for you this week. Something that somebody wants something from you. Somebody wants to build something with you. Somebody has good news to tell you. Somebody saying that you can go create something. Somebody sees the value in you a lot. Also, do you see the value in them? I think that this is about you returning a message back of what you're going to receive is something really positive. And you got to be honest, but at the same time, maybe take a look at the message that is showing up that's positive this week in relationships and actually go, hey, let me actually evaluate this thing for a second. before you just fire off a message really quick, like, oh, fuck no. It's like, now if it's, I don't know why I got the message of like, if it's something or somebody that's just really not in your wheelhouse at all, like, of course, like, no. But if it's somebody who is, and maybe you need to look at it a little bit deeper, like, take that moment before you, and process it all before you put out the message, because what you put out as a message is going to have a stamp on it this week for sure. You don't want to stamp a message you don't want stamped.
Well, I don't get any
trust. Look at that. There's some trust issues going on, challenge-wise, and maybe that's the trust in. Maybe it's not like you don't trust them. It could just be like that you don't trust if you put everything in emotionally that it'll be that great. But maybe you got to try putting a little bit in more to see. Like maybe you got to test the trust in which you're not trusting. So you trust your non-trusting energy. But what if you were to actually try to put energy in that you don't trust? Maybe you don't think something is as beautiful as it is. Maybe it is. I would dare you to try. I feel like there's something more.
Uh-oh, clarification, baby.
Oh. I'll give you some clarification on that trust. Yeah, exactly. You don't think something's going to work.
I've been working my ass off.
You don't think something's going to work. But actually, maybe you have to actually see that it might do. Maybe it's just because it's not your same wheel shop. Maybe you're so used to building the same kind of wheels that this is saying like, you got to try new wheels. Or maybe you're so used to, we'll use an analogy. Maybe you're Geppetto and you've always built Pinocchios. Now you got to build like clowns. So it's like, fuck this. Clowns. I build Pinocchios. Like maybe clowns might be your thing, but you don't know. You've never tried. You got the energy card. There's a lot of positive energy, and there's a lot of energy that you're going to get from, I think, kind of coming over a little bit of a hurdle of reevaluating a situation and putting some more trust and energy just because it doesn't look like something that you've done before or something that you think will work might give you the biggest energy of your life out of nowhere. So, and what kind of energy? I'll give you some more clarification. Want more clarification?
How can I clarify that shit?
Knight of Cups reversed. It'll give you the energy out of this slow trot emotionally that has been kind of feeling like it's always been kind of stuck in the mud or things haven't been emotionally going the way you want to. It's going to give you the energy to feel like there's energy moving forward and not so slow. Because it's almost like you need a jolt back of emotion in your life. So the energy is a big jolt of emotion back. Like, whoa, I feel something deep again. Maybe there was a little bit of a shell.
Fox trotting all over town.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one. Or it's like in Van Morrison, Wild Night's Coming. You know what I mean? All the girls walk by. You know,
I'm gonna get a little wild this weekend.
Little wild night is coming.
I like to get a little weird every once in a while.
But if you're not going to open the door, because it's like I only build Pinocchios, not clowns. And it's like that person builds clowns and it's like looking at things a little bit deeper. Maybe clowns will work better to sell Pinocchios. Maybe nobody's buying Pinocchios anymore. Everybody, clowns might come back. They've been gone for so long. They might come back. I mean, look at Joker, major movie. When was the last time you saw a clown?
Pennywise. Yep.
I don't know. It always reminds me of Dirt or Joe Dirt, where it's like take a clown and we'll get rid of your frown. Remember the clowns?
I was just watching
trailers
this weekend. He's like, you're telling me you sell bottle, you ain't got no whirly woos and Susie cats, and he's like, you only got the worms that just burn on the ground. Well, I don't know. This is where you want to be when Jesus comes back to town, making fun of little Joe Dirt? No.
Craig, have a clown. Get rid of that frown.
I'm gonna fucking paint my face this weekend and walk around Venice. See if I can get some tips.
Hey, maybe we should put clown faces on.
No, we can wear
clowns. I got a feeling are gonna come back one day. Just saying, Bozo might come back.
Guarantee.
Wow, look at the way you get through this. Uranus, genius.
Easy, genius.
Connect instead of disconnect. A genius connects. An idiot disconnects.
Say that again.
A genius knows how to connect. An idiot disconnects.
Damn, Daniel. Mic drop.
Because Leo, Aquarius are the two signs that deal with light and connection. So even though both know how to disconnect, like the king will say, fuck you, I want it my way. And so does Uranus or Aquarius. Like, I don't want to connect. I'm going to go on my own spaceship and piece the fuck out of here. And there's times when that's necessary. But this is a time where Uranus is saying, like, connect, especially with to get out of the trust issue and a place that you've never done something or had a person that's been exactly the way that you've had other things before. It's like you keep looking for the same thing, but why don't you try something that's a little different and giving it a little bit more? Moon in with Venus. Okay.
All
Oh, no,
right.
is that Taurus? No, sorry. That's Taurus. I already had Moon.
damn it.
And this one's the 9th house. Emotionally exploring the value more of a situation in your life. You got to feel, Moon in Taurus is exalted. It wants to feel all the goodness. It's got to feel all the goodness. You got to, like, if you're going to have like a hotel room, you got to feel every part of the hotel room. Like, did you not go on the balcony? Did you not go into the shower? Did you not go and feel the mini fridge out? Did you not sit on the chair by the desk? Did you not sit at the table? Did you not sit on the bed? Did you not get changed? And did you not use the closet? Did you not open up all the drawers? There's something about relationships where it's like you haven't looked at everything yet fully to evaluate. Or giving anybody the real chance of seeing their value, because it's in many ways a reflection on you not wanting to see the full value of yourself yet.
Well, that's a hard thing to do, is to fully value yourself, you know? Self-deprecating is my second language.
I was about to say, I have a moon in Taurus, so it's my curse. I value myself a little too much, but all right.
All right. I think it's going to go Aries, Leo, Taurus.
It's Taurus. Speaking of Taurus, Taurus moon's Taurus. And then Leo and Aries last. Look at that. We left the two most
worst for last.
egotistical fire sign energies in the world last.
Save the worst for last.
Let's leave the worst two for last. Leo and Aries. Fuck.
Yep. Shit's weak, son. Shit's weak. So love's looking good for me then.
What?
So love's looking good for me then this week.
Yeah, love's looking really good. You just got to give it more chance.
I give it all the chances.
Instead of holding it like at the
deserves.
front door, like, no. I'm going to use a really gnarly analogy, and I don't care what anybody thinks.
Do it.
I'm a guy. I've been to a strip club before many times in my life. Like, it's like, it's dark. You're like, is that chick hot or not? It's like, give it a little bit more light. Talk to them a little longer instead of just being like, now get out of here.
I fall victim to that shit all the time.
You know what I mean? Like, like girls will come out of a strip club and be like, would you like a dance? And it's like, no. You know what I mean? Like, don't talk to me, or you just like do the whole like, I'm not looking at you. I don't want to talk to you.
Not up in here.
Maybe in your situation or Scorpio situations, it's like maybe the lighting was just a little off.
Lighting was a little off.
Maybe you
Too
needed
many
to smell the
watered-down
scent. Maybe that
sodas.
scent is what does it for you. Or maybe you didn't check out that booty yet because all you saw was the front.
Get on the floor if you got that booty. I don't know.
I just went there.
Y'all are beautiful, so that's all that matters.
Teaching the peeps of the world, whole new way to look at astrology. Taurus, Uranus is now direct in your sign. So this is a big, weird week because all the planets are direct. And now Uranus is like amped up about your life and the new directions in life. And when it comes to relationships this week, Venus is now in your 11th house. So it's about, connecting with people again, finding people, and where do you want to be with people, and definitely needing to have a social life. So meeting people in a social setting, seeing if you're dating somebody or if you're in a relationship, if there is a social setting, or is it always like Netflix and chill? Like there needs to be there might be some weird shit about people, but I think it'll be much more positive because it's trying to help you find the people that are associated with you more, the groups that are, and finding people that will see you. But Mercury here in the 10th house in a square to Uranus in your own sign is going to be weird, because I think that there's a lot of questions about where your long-term future is going and where you're going. So if it comes to relationships right now, it's like, if there's a questionable person or somebody that doesn't know where they're going in their career life, like, stay the fuck away. So if you're dealing with a scrub on the couch, like, if your boyfriend or your girlfriend is literally, or your husband or your wife is literally like jobless and you've been giving them a lot of chances, like, been a little bit too long now, huh? And on top of that, with all this Capricorn in the ninth house, like, there is this thing about exploring these new stories in your life and not being so attached to the old. So I think that it's like this exciting new adventure that's trying to open you up, especially socially wise. But are you still dealing with people and situations that really are needing help, or they don't have their long-term goals identified? And why deal with relationships that are like that? And also, maybe it's important for you to deal with somebody who's really exciting instead of just loving, or only like loving, but also innovative, exciting, different, and unique and fun. Page of Rods reversed. So, maybe you're feeling like you've gotten some bad luck in love, or maybe you're not even in yourself feeling happy with love, or maybe you feel like there's somebody who, I don't know, showed up with love and pulled out. Sometimes Page of Rods is like somebody's not communicating back, or you're feeling like the communication between you and a lover is not going the right way. So there's definitely gonna be some weird situations about communication and trying to understand the reality, the love life. And I think that for you, it's going to be about whatever situations are weird, give it a shot. Give it like there's obviously a misunderstanding here, or am I wrong, or what's the deal? Try to get an answer. And if you don't get anything, then you're going to have to move on. And I think that you can't move on with being like, there's never going to be a way for anybody to deliver me any happiness or send me anything good love-wise. Like, maybe you had to get over that. Maybe you had to see somebody that pulled out. You got to, move on. You got to move on in your love life. But also at the same time, Page of Rods on yourself means that maybe you're not communicating your happiness, your love, or maybe, you have that chance to go on that app and you still aren't doing it. Or maybe you have somebody who's trying to set you up with somebody, but you're like, no, and you're not getting back to the person. Maybe you have a lover that's calling you constantly, and you're not getting back to them. Why are you not? You pulled the release card. Yeah, I think that this is a deep release for you about, why is there no connection? Maybe you need to release somebody who's not showing up fully. Maybe you need to release this part of you that's not showing up fully. I think it's a little bit of both. I'll give you more clarity, since everybody's been wanting clarity. You're releasing, you need to get out of your stuck position. I felt like Netflix and chill too much, or staying in the same place. Like, you need to go be in the world and interacting. And the Page of Wands reversed, you got the Eight of Swords reversed. So it's like, actually, anybody who's not communicating for you in your love life right now, it's like they're toxic. So this is a release. It's releasing you from something. There's secrets there. There's some sort of weird manipulative aspect, or that was controlling you in a dark way. And this is not going to be positive. So let go of that and move into something better. And you got to release that. There's definitely Tauruses that I think got involved with some really weird situations. And it's like, get out. It's like, get out. It's like, okay. It's like, don't even trip. Move on. Just move on. And the opulence card. Wow, you really want to step it up in your life for something really high quality and something way better, and feeling much more grand life, much more higher scale thing. So opulence is there. But are you going to miss out on that? Because either A, or maybe you're stuck in a sickness, or you're dealing with, I got a feeling with this Eight of Swords reverse, it's like you're sitting in your own toxic waters of your own belief of love, or your own ideas of love, however that might be coming out of you. And you need to release, being stuck in the same place. Or there's a situation that you just really need to release because you think you're free, but you're really not. You're actually stuck and you weren't aware of it. Wow, solar eclipse change. Holy shit. This is going to be a major week for the Tauruses. This is a big shift in the way that you're looking at love, a big shift in what you're releasing. And so you can move on to situations that are much better and fill you up with much more of the better life, the better luxury, quality life that you deserve, and that what you want anyways is being a Taurus. It's like you're kind of dealing with some, pay less shoes here. Nothing wrong with pay less shoes, but they don't last that long.
I ran a 5K in some like $10 Walmart shoes last year. So,
well, we were talking about Payless, not Walmart.
I paid less for them, so it's good.
Hey, I have a pair of boots from Kohl's that are fucking badass. They were like $29. They're fucking badass. Nothing wrong with them. But
Ain't nothing wrong with them.
my guy said pay less, so
Payless is going out of business.
exactly.
It's turning into a thrift store right next to my house.
We got Uranus, we got it 10th house, and we got it in Virgo. This is breaking reality norms, breaking rules that have kind of constricted you to the same reality base for your love life. Like this is you having to break out of kind of like a plan or a trajectory that you had that actually became too mundane. But I also think that it's about changing your life up to actually get to where you really want to go in your love life. And there's definitely a lot of jolting coming into this week. Like you're gonna, whoa, okay, like wow, like this is gonna shift me, and you got to listen to it. Especially you got a lunar eclipse change card. Holy shit! Like let's see what that's gonna be about. Wow, you got 10 of freaking cups reversed. The change is getting you out of this, vision of the most amazing emotional love of your life. That's really not really that there. It's like, whether it's in yourself, like you're denying yourself of that love, that you have to change that. And if you're in a relationship where it's like you thought it was this most magical thing, like it's not really that, is it? Damn, Daniel. Well, it's between Aries and Leo. Who do you think is going to be?
Leo's going next, which would probably make it Aries since I haven't been right this whole entire show.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw them both up in the air, and whichever one stays on the table.
But they both stay on the table?
Oh, it was Leo.
I was right?
So Leo and then Aries. I'm sorry, Aries. And that was a fair toss up in the air. Like I just went.
Aries, that's my favorite sign.
Well, in Aries, they're the red cup, the red couch. Aries got Venus going into Pisces, though, so I think it's going to be a pretty serious reading for them. That's their 12th house. So, all right, Leos. Well, Leo. Well, at least the game is starting to move on in life for Leo. It's not just such a mundane reality. I mean, sure, the sun's finishing in Capricorn, 6th house. It kind of feels like trying to find out who fits in the puzzle of your crazy life. It's not so crazy, but it's just crazy because it's like got a lot going on. Not a lot of space to put a lot of things in. Tight space, 6th house. Tiny house life, a little bit. But with Venus now in Pisces, the sex house, the passion house, the intense house, there's an awakening here with Uranus in the 10th house of like, who really is passionate and sees the vision of the forward movement that you're going in your life and wants to be part of that. Because every king or queen needs a king or queen in their life that has the same forward vision of the kingdom. And so this is where connection and where people want to find that deeper connection. And you're going to start to being able to test out the connection there. But with Mercury in the 7th house going to square over to Uranus, there is going to be some weird relationship conversations coming up of where you're going to have to confront situations on where people are on the decisions they're making or decisions that you're making, or if they're really in alignment with you or not. So it's kind of like having to bring up uncomfortable or radical conversations, or you're going to be giving information out of nowhere that's going to be like, oh, this person really isn't on the same path as me. Okay. Or this person really is. Holy shit. Wow.
Whoa. Oh my God. I can't
Mars
believe
in the 5th house too. So wow. It's like the tension of Mars in the 5th, love, and then Venus in the 8th. There's a lot of, this is the energies of passion and love. Like for Leos right now, it's in their intense houses. Like there's a lot of intensity coming in. And a lot of who is what, and who is how, and is it going to go into the long-term radical structure of the big kingdom in life? Let's see how this is going to go.
Come on down.
The Hermit card.
Oh.
Oh. Well, I think that, the Hermit's not a bad card, but it is one where it's like, I think that it's like trotting slow and trying to see all the answers, but it's like the Hermit also has gained all the answers and is now starting to move forward with that light. So there's a little bit of you kind of coming out of over processing things too long. But having all the information means making wise choices. So you don't want to, it's about moving forward, but at the same time, it's about making wise choices moving forward and not making stupid choices or not going off the script. You just spent a long time kind of going through kind of a lot of deeper emotional and deeper processing. So it's like, okay, now I got my information. Now I'm going to go in that direction. But it doesn't mean to like drop all that information just to go whatever you want. Like the hermit is smart enough to know where the light is. And don't go to some situation where the light is not, or not showing up for you, or not seeing the wisdom within yourself. Respecting their elders too is a kind of an energy. The meditate card is the challenge. There are two slow cards here that need to be looked at. So what it means is like, especially it's like, what's a trap? What's a trap? That's going to be a hard one though, I think. It's to determine what the trap is. Or maybe you need to process it. You need to see who really is not trying to hold you back, but wanting to move forward into something really positive, and who's also trying to maybe not even see the greatness within you. And why would you waste your time? And why would you continue to reach your hand out to something that's not really seeing the elder or the amazing process you have to bring? We'll get some clarity.
Oh, clarity for you.
Two of Cups reversed. Wow. It's like reaching out to some sort of energy that is feeling like a soulmate or somebody that thinks you are, but they're not showing up as one. The Hermit is the Ace of Cups reversed. It's like,
there's my Lotus.
Yeah, it is. I think that this, there it is. Yeah. The Hermit with the Ace of Cups reversed is like being wise to not put yourself in a position to where it doesn't feel like you're going to be missing some sort of emotional depth, because that Ace of Cups is ever flowing with new emotions and new waters and new greatness. And with the Two of Cups reversed in a challenge position, clarifying the meditate card, it's like you need to meditate on who's showing up and who's not, and who's really going on the quest and who's not, and who's showing up with full emotion, who's showing up with anything less than that. Is it really worth the time for love? Wisdom card. Gosh, look at this. This is like the universe is telling Leo, is like, be wise with your choices this week. Be wise. That what you gain from all this is you gain the wisdom to move forward into a thing that will bring you everlasting emotion and deep and depth and true soulmate energy that's truly connected to you. But you got to be wise about really seeing with clear eyes and wise eyes where those lion eyes are. Not lion like a lion, but L-Y-L or L-Y-I-N.
Lion.
Wow. First house is the way to get through this. You need to focus on what's the best for you. So you need to focus on what, and also who, and your soulmate is going to like see you for who you are. And they're going to be like obsessed with that, which every Leo needs. Let's be real. And why meditate on anybody who doesn't see you for where you have to try and prove your identity? It's like, if they don't see it already, like,
they get F off.
What are you doing? Come on, you know that one, Leo. This was an easy one. We got Mars in the 10th house of Libra. Who is an identity that actually is a partnership that would go into the trajectory of your career life and that would totally fit with your long-term goals and fit with your kingdom and fit with wherever that you are going in your life? Anybody who does not want to be a part of that mission, does not want to be a part of that, is not going to work anymore. It's not going to work. And that might be very difficult. They might be only looking at their own journey. What's beautiful about Libra, though, is it's two individual journeys that can come together and be partners. Doesn't mean that it's like they have to do your job or you have to do their job, but it's like there's this, is it just about them? Is it just about their own mission, or is it about together, you two growing and creating a mission together? All right, Aries is next.
Shout out to all you awesome Aries out there. You guys are great people. Shout out to my pops. He just got out of shoulder surgery. He is an Aries as well.
Yeah, you were telling me that earlier. I hope that he's on the mend real quick.
Well, you know, that's what happens when you just stay extremely healthy and you go to the gym every single day of your life and then you play softball all the time, you know? Sometimes your body starts to break down. So everyone should just sit on their couch and just not move a muscle. Just kidding. That was a lie.
I felt really bad because you were saying that and I'm hitting my jewel.
It's okay. It's all right.
I will admit, like last time I saw your pops when we were at the races and we were there and I was with my jet ski and you and I were sitting on the beach with him and I was about to race and like your dad's just ripped and fucking he's
got a fucking six
he's
pack.
the man. And I'm like sitting there like trying to pop a jewel before I go on a jet ski. I was like, man, like I didn't get my life back in shape.
You and me both, brother.
I know. I think at the races, most people don't know, but Craig and I are like the last two people of the whole race is to go to sleep. Like the trailers pop until 4:30 in the morning, and then we have to be up at 7 or 8 in the morning doing shit every time.
Yeah, it gets tiring, but
it is kind of worth it. You have to admit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
I'm looking forward
We
to it
watch
again.
fireflies. It's just, you know, just so magical. There's just fireflies and shooting stars and moons
fishing
eclipsing,
and not catching any fish.
Fishing. We're just, you know,
In
just,
casinos where
couple
you're
city boys out there.
what are you, Rodrigo or no? That's me. You're who are you? Carlos.
Carlos, mi amo Carlos.
Yeah. We've had some good times. I'm looking forward to spring and summer. I can't wait just to fucking
I
have
know
some
it's
sun.
fucking cold.
Oh man.
I mean, it's
All
not
right,
as cold
Aries.
as other places, but it's still damn cold.
Venus in the 12th. We were talking about it earlier. It's here in Pisces. This is clearing any subconscious shit in your relationships. This is also can be very magically beautiful for building a new spiritual partnership or existing partnerships, clearing any of the dust that's been collected for a while. But cleaning the dust is going to make you sneeze. And sometimes make you sneeze so much it might blow it away. But there's also something to say about where is it with all this Capricorn energy. You know, like your career is a big thing right now and your long-term goals and where are you going with the career. So relationship-wise, it's like you got to make sure that somebody's got ambition and drive as you do with your career. But now that Mercury comes into Aquarius, your 11th house, with a big square to Uranus in your second, there's going to be people that test your self-worth this week. You might even have a lover who might test your self-worth and be like, are you really that good at what you do? Or da-da-da-da. Or maybe you get news that might affect you in your self-worth this week. But it's like, maybe it's just turning the direction a little different. Maybe somebody says something to you that you don't like and you don't handle it right. You've got to know how to be easy and compassionate in your relationships this week. And also be willing to go with the flow with relationships and be willing to also see that there's an amazing world to go create the relationships that you want. But you got to go a little bit more easygoing and not everything goes to plan, because I think that you're obsessed with what goes to plan. And I think that you need to remember that the more that you tap into emotion, the better. So just keep doing with the emotional thing and keep going with the flow and it'll be great. But once you move out of that into controlling and once you want this and once you want that and you know, maybe your perception of your life going into a weird space and the value, it's like, uh-oh, you're going in the wrong waters, Aries. Turn back to simple emotion and all that. All right, so first card for Aries this week is the Knight of Pentacles upright. This is a great card. This is saying that, you know, you're slowly moving into life, but you're moving into life into a better way, I think, you know, in your romance life. I think we're looking at love. I think that it's like knowing your value. Sure, Knight of Pentacles slowly is doing it, but it's like coming from a new space of self-worth. Maybe you're accomplishing something new. There's been a change in your physical reality. There's been a change in maybe your long-term goals or your work life or something that makes you feel more confident. There's something about more confidence coming. Maybe that you just by the end of this week, or just maybe if you have a lover, or maybe you look at the love of your life and you see the value there, it's like you're willing to kind of show up for that, you know, and show that and appreciation. I think that, you know, appreciation will go a long way for you this week. And also not being afraid to put it out there of what you really want. Like, I want this out of a relationship, or I want this to shift in a relationship. Putting that value, that worth of what you want to see happen will do great things. You did get the air card as your challenge card. So communication is going to be the issue. So maybe a misunderstanding, or maybe trying to communicate what you want or how you want it. You might feel like you're coming across too, like self-worthy of it or too pompous. But really, I think it's like, just communicate it clearly. We'll get you a little bit more, the Emperor.
Ooh, clarity.
Yeah, there's an Aries. I think that the issue is if you come off too demanding or too like, there's a good difference between demanding and just needing what you want. I think that, you don't need to demand, or you don't need to push something too hard with communication. All you got to do is like come from a space with appreciation, right? Like, hey, I appreciate this if this was done. And the Knight of Pentacles you're moving towards is the Six of Pentacles reverse. It's like you're not in a space to be giving charity out to anybody, and that's okay. I think that, you're so used to being the hero all the time. Like, it's okay to receive some care yourself from somebody, but people got to know that too. They're so used to looking at Aries like, you don't need help, right? You're good. Like, so even relationships, they kind of get used to Aries always being like, oh, they're good, they can handle it. Like, it's like, maybe it's okay to communicate that you need some help, or you want some of that hero back to you. And if you're single and you're expecting everybody to just wait on you, and you're like, well, I'm waiting on them, you've got to say something like, hey, like, hello, there's definitely like,
hello, McFly.
Hello, McFly. The Emperor card with the air, especially that communication and that intellect is in the challenge. It's like, you've got to stand up for what you want to say, just not in a crazy demanding way, but in a very gracious and powerful and direct way. There's a difference. You did get the beauty card, so you are stepping into a lot of beauty if you do all this. Like, you can make your life so much easier. This week is so easy, Aries. It's like, if you need something in a partnership, it can be done. Just say it, and you don't need to be the charity case. Like, but it's okay to accept help. If you're single out there and you want somebody, and you want to say something and see what happens. There's something beautiful that could totally spark from this. So I think that Aries really just got to kind of step into the role of speaking and realizing that they don't have to do much. They don't have to do much more than that. They just have to be clear and direct, and they don't need to go out and do this big grandiose thing for anybody right now. Like, they don't. Like, you're not in a space to having to do that. You kind of need your deeper emotions met a little bit more right now. It's actually pretty easy, cool reading. And you got the Leo card as the overall. So if you do it with love, if you're communicating what you want from a loving space, and you communicate from a space of the will of what you want deeply in your heart, you'll get it. But if it's like, you're going to communicate from a space that's like just much more of just like, I want something and I don't have an intention behind it besides I just want it. I don't know why, but it's got that love, and it wants to appreciate, it wants to feel love, it wants to have love. It's so much, it goes so awesome.
So much love.
I'll give the Aries why love.
That's it.
Oh, you get 10 of Wands reversed. It's like, you're just dropping a lot of weight right now. So you can just feel love more. It's okay. Drop the weight this week, Aries, on you. Like, any stress or all this stuff of the world or whatever you're going through this week, and just reach out and come from love so you can appreciate things and have beautiful things in your life to experience and your happiness this week. It doesn't have to be this major load anymore. You pulled the moon in Scorpio wow, it was the 11th house. Yeah, it's about learning to draw in what you want from other people. It's okay. It's okay to emotionally learn to position yourself, or to ask, or, one thing about Scorpio is about asking. And the 11th house is for help. It's for your wishes, your needs, your wants. So it's like, ask for what you want and you shall receive. So.
Apparently, you didn't do the dice for Leo, is what I'm seeing in the chat. I don't know.
No, I think I did.
I can't confirm nor deny that. I can just see that people are getting hot up in here.
All right.
Getting hot up in here for that Leo dice. So
I thought it was,
I don't know.
I thought it was North Node. I don't know.
Can anybody else
it was Mars and Libra in the 10th. It was Mars and Libra in the 10th.
There you go, Morningstar.
And it was
Mars,
finding people who want to go the big distance with you, and they're not greedy because they're only thinking of themselves. They're thinking of a together union with Leos, where it's not just about a partnership and the destiny and the career and the long-term goals that can be made, but the individuals that come together. But if somebody's just thinking about themselves and their own path and they're not even including you into that as well, like, no.
Nope.
So
So
that was a really fun Deep Love Tarot. We are back tomorrow with Deep Astrology, back to the original way. So if you're a subscriber to highvibe.tv, you get the full Deep Astrology. We'll, of course, put it up on YouTube like we do for free. But remember at the charts that we do cut off the chart part, and that's where I'm doing all the drawings and going deeply into the charts. So if you want that, and we do have a chat room now, of course, on highvibe.tv under chat, and you want to be part of it when we go live, and our new time for going live is 4 p.m. for Deep Astrology. So tomorrow we'll be live at 4 p.m. Pacific. We're bringing a lot of things earlier.
quote him on that.
So Craig and I can actually have a life.
Quote.
So please join highvibe.tv. Of course, thank you so much for helping us always be part of this show and always spreading the show. Like Craig and I live for all of your, well, I don't want to say we live for, but
I live for your
we're very
acceptance.
appreciative, and we have a good laugh when all of you on Instagram always post about this show and the things that we say and repost it for us. So we really appreciate that.
We
Right?
do. It's true.
It's true.
True. It's
true.
true. Remember to say yes to new experiences. Say yes to going on a high vibe and painting this beautiful lily display.
And that's free on High Vibe, right?
Fucking for free.
That's the
to
beautiful
life.
part. Also, I don't know if y'all know, and maybe it's just been a minute since we've shown people about the app, but if you were on our the app at High Vibe, we have comments now. So now you can comment on the app under any video, and it's super cool because everybody's commenting. You're missing out, and this is my daily video today. Like, you're missing out.
You're missing out.
We got notifications. We got everything. Like this app is, if you were on Future Life or if you were on Leo King app, maybe it's your time to come finally to highvibe.tv, because it's like the best of all of them in one now, for real. Everything plus more. So, and Chromecast, and of course we have Apple TV app and everything, but you can Chromecast this thing right here. You can do it everything. Like, you're missing out. You can subscribe through Apple. You can subscribe through Apple TV, or you can subscribe through Android or through Roku and through Amazon Fire. So, or the
Boom.
website, where of course that helps us out the most.
Ba boom.
Anyway, you got anything left to say, Craig?
What do I not have to say? No, really, just say yes. Say yes to experiences. I mean, get out into the world. Anything can change, and there's no use just kind of fucking curling up in a corner and saying, woe is me. You just got to get out into that sun sometimes and fucking shake it off and test the waters. Test new people. Love yourself. Love fucking people. So that's it. Oh, and remember, life's a garden, baby. Dig it.
That's hard to follow. I was going to say, people were saying High Vibe is better than cable. I would say that's pretty fucking awesome. Thank you. Craig works his ass off. Everybody at High Vibe does. And we love you all. Thanks for spreading this info out. Make sure you check out highvibe.tv. Make sure you check out the Air of Providence if you want to watch all of the talks between me, Jack, Stargirl, Dylan, the Spirit Advisor, and Dr. Steven Schwartz. And I go really deep. That was a deep talk. It was over like so much energy of this 2020 energy and beyond. So many people missing out on that. But keep checking it out. The Air of Providence. Love you all very much. Love you, Craig. Love all you that watch High Vibe, and we'll see you on the next Deep Love Tarot.